Yeah. All right. Please, everybody, get out Raleigh's fart monkeys before we go live.
I mean,
Is that
push to
like rubber
talk can
baby
also
buggy
be your
bumpers?
friend if you're not feeling great.
That's exactly right. It's kind of sad too because I didn't have enough space because I've never had all 7 of you play, so I didn't know how to organize the layout. So Ace's name is 90 degrees clockwise.
Can he be the Asa of Besa?
Oh, there you go.
Now he can be.
Any and all ace nicknames I'm down for. So
Mm.
go ahead. Actually, when I was in middle school,
Damn
my
it.
nickname was Ace Windu. Actually,
I
Ace.
love that.
Well,
I like
now
that too.
we're
That's really
never
good.
going to call you anything else. So
It's very
well, yeah. However,
Yeah.
I
Or we
don't
can just
expect
rotate
it.
between other Samuel Jackson roles. I never
That's what I'm
acknowledged Ace
saying.
Windu.
Exactly, just like tangentially related, and everyone's like, "Why?"
We'll start calling you Jules or God, what was his name in Snakes on a Plane?
I have no
I
idea.
actually don't
I was
remember.
so
I just-
tempted to watch Snakes on
I
a Plane
didn't know
the other night.
characters had names in that movie.
Yeah,
I never
like
saw
Snakes
it.
on a Plane guy. That was just Samuel.
I saw
Jackson.
that movie twice in theaters.
Really?
His name was
Wow.
Neville Flynn.
What?
Surprised me.
Yeah.
It's a terrible name.
No, it wasn't.
Wow.
FBI agent Neville Flynn.
Neville Flynn. Ugh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good for Neville.
I mean,
We're live.
I would
Did you
worry
see
about
that-
that. Oh yeah, we are live. Shit. Hi everybody. Yeah. So the Adequate 8 is back. We're gonna get continuing, and we have a full party of 7. I know it says Adequate 8. I asked the same question. But we're all cool for this.
Used to be 8.
Used
We're
to be.
still waiting for Emma to come back.
We did it first, though.
Sure.
Screw
The
Critical Role.
cleric
We did it
shall
first.
return at some point.
No.
Emma, if you're listening, we miss you.
Doubt
We
it.
welcome you back.
Yeah. I
You want to ask any questions?
Always a space at the table. Okay, so I'm going to go grab Snell's Lump Checker and Ren's token because they're the only ones that we currently don't have in the location that you all can see. But I can see where you are. So, in the last session, which you can see on YouTube, you guys had talked with Santawea, the Opal Dragon. As you talk with Santawea, you got some information. You found out that she is a horrible gossip. And she is... she also has an ability that you were not aware of. You can make pacts with gem dragons. So as Dominic found out, he was able to make a pact with Santawea, the Opal Dragon, changing his physical form a little bit and also granting him a couple interesting boons, such as 1 hasted action and also very sleek white hair. And a few feathery tattoos.
New drip alert.
Right. It's the new drip, which we just learned today means fashion.
Yep.
Not
I'm
coffee.
hip with the kids.
We just learned.
We as in at least more than one of us. That's the only bit that I remember. I don't remember who was there. So as you all are, or as you all leave Santawea's respite, you take with you one of the remaining flail snail shells, a whole bunch of the Zergarden crystals, which you find out is Santawea's poop, and you also come outside to find a black dragon who has been stalking Dominic Felden. He knows his name, and he says, "You're the one I'm supposed to find." And a battle ensues. You all do your best to rout this dragon, and instead of routing it, you freaking slaughter it. After that,
In 2 turns.
After that, you literally slaughter it, and you take a few parts with it. Many days go by as you're traveling back to your location, which I believe is the city of Bolga, correct?
Yes.
I believe that is.
think so.
So as you're traveling towards Bolga, you are beset by something that is odd. There are no animals around you. And as you're moving farther south from where you came from, the world around you seems very still. One of you becomes curious and one of you decides that they are going to go and fly up, see if there's anything that they should be seeing. They don't. You guys don't really see anything, but you notice something via smell. So as Kieran gets about 150 feet away from you all, the smell is intensely different. It's fresh air. It's like you can smell for the first time. As he gets back in 150 feet down, the smell becomes acrid and horribly bad to the point where he feels like he's about to vomit. As you all come back down, you all start unloading your bag of holding to try to figure out, okay, what the heck is that smell? Eventually, you come across your dragon claw, which you had carved from the beast. As you do, or as you did, you brought it out. You lit it on fire, and as you lit it on fire, it started to spark. You all ran away from it as fast as you could, and in true action movie fashion, it exploded and left a massive crater in the ground. Nobody was injured. However, the damage is vast. So, as you look into the blast crater, you notice that there is a single small black pearl. You send a bear to go pick it up. It picks it up. And you all now have the black pearl of the dragon that was sent to kill you.
The Black Pearl.
Arr.
Yays.
Just say,
Well, it hasn't
don't
killed the
keep on
bear,
driving.
but it's kind of uneasy.
One more time.
Which one?
Let's do Ryan. What did you
Ryan
say?
say?
Oh, I said, well, the pearl didn't kill the bear yet, but Shepard's still pretty uneasy to actually touch it.
Oops.
I mean, we already have a pearl, so you should be all right.
That's true. There's two pearls that you currently have. You have the one from Santuia, and you have the one from the Black Dragon.
Oh,
I mean,
thought we
Ren
had like
will-
60. We have like
Ren
60
will-
of the ones from Santuia.
Ren will go touch it. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not much.
Yes.
Okay.
Why not, right? Yeah, so Ren
Okay.
can go up.
Can't curse you twice.
I mean, he can, but what's life without a little excitement?
Okay,
Said the warlock.
thank you very much, by the way, Raleigh. I really appreciate that. So as you pick up the black pearl, you can feel like a pulse in your fingers. It's weird. It's like a
Yeah.
it's almost
I
it's
become
almost
one
like
with
a little bit of pressure that comes from the pearl that feels like something is breathing. It's at the same pace.
Interesting. I'd love to use my ritual identify and try and figure out what this pearl is or does.
Okay.
If that's possible.
Absolutely. While this ritual identify is happening, is there anybody else that's going to do something during this 10 minutes?
Nope.
We're still moving forward. We're still progressing.
Mhm.
That's what we're doing.
You guys have a cart, so usually I would say if you're all walking and traveling at the same time, you couldn't be able to do ritual or casting or training. But because you have a cart, somebody can literally be like in the back seat doing something.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be watching Ren, and if anything weird happens, like tentacles start sprouting out of him or something, I'll handle it.
Okay.
Well, it has to be something really weird because that's actually not that strange. For
That's
Ren.
not that strange. Yeah, it's part of
Yeah.
his Eldritch
That's
Blast now.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm gonna
you're okay.
just start talking directly to Pumpernickel Rainbow Pumpernickel.
Oh, I
See
forgot.
if I can get him to respond, like verbally.
Okay.
Do we-
this,
does-
this
have
unicorn
I
really doesn't
expected-
speak, but is there a way to speak with animals?
No, I want to see if they have I inspected this unicorn. Do they have junk? I don't want to misgender our unicorn.
Oh, I see. I was like, where are you going with this, Rally?
No, he went exactly where I thought he was. Okay.
Okay.
Rainbow Pumpernickel is female.
Oh, that's so cute. I'm just gonna be like, "Hey there, girl. Can you talk? Can you say hello?"
No response.
Can you tap a hoof on the ground for twice? 2 times?
You just see Rainbow Pumpernickel sort of like move forward a little bit and then look over towards Snells.
Oh. I'm gonna walk over and just give her a sugar cube in my hand.
That happens, and Rainbow and what do I call Rainbow Pumpernickel? Do I have to say the whole thing every time? I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you go over and you put the sugar cube in front of Rainbow Pumpernickel's face, and it eats it happily. As that happens, Snells is the only one that hears.
Nels is muted. Just so you know.
No, that's fine.
I didn't say anything.
Okay,
I'm just watching.
Okay. But
Snells,
doesn't
I think she
doesn't
likes
really
me.
seem to listen, or doesn't
just gonna
seem to
say,
respond.
can you like teleport or fly, or I'm just gonna like flap my wings a little bit. 'Cause they're already out.
Okay. You
I
do all
could
that
help,
kind of stuff.
But this is funny.
Snells, does she like me?
Hmm.
You see him. You see her look over, and Rainbow Pumpernickel says, "Like, he's okay."
She said, "Yeah, yeah." She likes you.
Oh my god! Oh my
I
god!
start to blush and get excited and like shyly like skitter away.
Asa, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. So you do that, and you flap, and nothing really happens. Rainbow Pumpernickel looks over to you one more time and says, "What is he trying to say?"
I don't know.
Okay. That was a big boom.
Hmm. Guys, I don't think Rainbow Pumpernickel is very bright. I hate to tell you.
Oh no!
Oh,
How dare you?
How dare you?
I just want you to know sort of like what your expectations should be.
They gave us the I don't want to say. They gave us the unicorn they had in the back. That's just not right.
Yeah, when mom says we have unicorns at home.
I start petting her mate. Don't listen to them, girl.
She's very sweet. Just
Mhm.
maybe like intelligence isn't really her thing.
She pushes her her neck into Dominic a little bit more. You hear her say, "It's like, oh, that's nice. That's nice."
So she probably won't care when we eventually sell her.
Yeah, I don't know. She doesn't seem very attached to us.
No response.
All right. How's the pearl working out over there, Ray?
I mean, we'll see. Am I getting anything from this so far?
Yes. Okay. So after that 10 minutes of interaction goes by, you finish this up. This is a spirit orb. This is not a pearl at all. This is the essence of the black dragon itself, and can be used as a ritual focus for, a ritual catalyst for a revival spell. So using this small bead, you can actually revive the entire dragon because this is considered its essence.
Interesting. Do we want to revive this dragon? Is this something that we're wanting to do? Because I believe
mean-
it's after Dominic.
Is it under our control when we do it?
Yeah, what
Somehow I
happened?
doubt it. Somehow I doubt that. I feel like we'll bring it back and it'll be just as mad. Probably more so because now it's like you murdered me and now I'm back. Well,
Well,
revenge.
that
We
means
could
we
bring
can
it back and
do
kill
that.
it again. That sounds like
Yeah.
Wouldn't take long.
we found an XP
one way to kill an afternoon.
Yes,
exploit right here.
you guys ready to level up?
Nah. Question: would I be able to potentially give this essence to my patron? Is that something that could happen?
With Nyarlathotep, anything's possible.
That's what I love to hear. I'm gonna
We
keep that
don't
in
know.
mind, but I'm just not gonna take this dragon's soul immediately. I'm gonna wait and check with the party first.
It
have
isn't.
no
It's,
idea how to
so
revive it,
it's
though.
not its soul. It's its essence.
Essence. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, your essence. Right.
Do it.
So it's like a very condensed version of the vessel, anima, and psyche. So if you were to cast something like True Resurrection or Resurrection on it, you wouldn't need the entire body. You could just use this.
Gotcha. Okay. Concentrated body matter.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. So I'll tell the party what I found. That this is in fact the dragon's essence, I guess, that we could use to bring it back if we really wanted to. But I don't really know why we'd want to do that. So, I mean, I can just keep holding on to this for now, or if we don't want it, I can just, find some other use for it. I'm sure, like it's whatever the party's feeling,
I mean, it seemed pretty abused when we fought it. So, I mean, I wouldn't want to bring it back like that.
That's fair.
So
But
as
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll just hold on to it for now. And if
Yeah,
we
why
forget
Maybe
about
put it in the
fine.
bag and definitely don't swallow it.
Yeah.
I'll put it in my backpack. It's okay.
No,
there's
no,
so
no,
much
no,
stuff
no, no,
already
no.
there. I can just put this
Nope.
in my bag. Keep
Nope.
holding it.
Yeah, maybe not all our eggs in the same basket.
That's exactly. Thank you.
Remember that day we lost the basket and then all our eggs were gone?
That's the problem. Exactly. I got to keep this egg in my own nest.
Nope.
Is Kieran actually saying no?
Oh yeah.
We're watching you just
I
like
mean, I'm
wearing
cool with
mutant
it.
artifacts and talking about keep it in your bag.
Ren
Given that I'm
frowns
holding
and
the bag, I'd rather not have the thing that's trying to kill me on my person.
if Kieran is looking at me sternly, I will hand over the dragon essence back to the party's coffers.
For someone
No.
so spooky, you're not very good at being deceitful.
I mean, Ren
No.
likes the
That I
party.
know of, I guess.
This is the group so far, and he's like, you know what? Whatever, fine. And he'll hand it back over to whoever is keeping the party's goods.
that's a very good question.
So I'm usually most of the stuff is in the bag of holding with me, but I don't want the essence of the thing that's trying to kill me on my person.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we don't
well,
want
I
it
di-
touching
yeah.
the white one too, right?
Ooh, that would be interesting, but I think Santuia's has a different purpose. So I don't think it's her
Thing.
essence.
Yeah.
That is
These-
correct.
I can.
She gave
I
us
can
like
hold on to
60 of
this.
them. They're just
No.
like backstage passes
I'll
into
just
her.
put this in
The-
my backpack,
On
and
your
it'll be
person
fine.
is debatable. It's a completely different plane of existence.
I don't know, that fucking claw was ruining the
Kieran, you're really
atmosphere around
making
us.
Dominic uncomfortable. I mean, why
I mean,
don't
in
we just-
reality, that's
I'm more than fine to
really
just
not
put it in my
understanding
backpack, and it's fine.
Okay, so one of you guys did hit the trigger to be able to say that. So Dominic, Kieran, both of you please roll me perception checks.
Okay. Does my passive perception being insanely high
That's fine. Yeah.
matter for this?
So if anybody's
24.
if anybody's passives are really, really high and you just prefer to use that instead, just announce that you're doing that.
Yeah, my passive is 24 right
That's
now.
fine. So you know, so you both know for an absolute positivity, the moment that you opened up the flap on your bag of holding, there was almost like a rush of air, and the rush of air that was coming from the bag smelled of, excuse me, I have hiccups, reeked of that sort of acrid gaseous, noxious gas. So you're thinking that whatever happened, it absorbed through the folds in the top of your bag, and it was affecting the actual space within it.
Interesting.
Now, since you both rolled properly, I'll let one or two of you roll a nature check, but you cannot get advantage on this for helping.
Well, we know who's wrong with that.
So anybody who understands the science of nature, or anybody who's proficient in nature, may make this check.
I am.
Everybody looks at themselves.
I'm not proficient in nature, actually.
Ooh, 23.
Okay, so Roscoe knows if the air actually rushed out and then rushed into the bag, you're thinking that it was some kind of pressure, because over the course of 3 days this happened. So you're thinking that whatever happened to it, and you remember that the silvery embroidery from the jeweler that was familiar to Dominic had surrounded this claw, and it was seeping into the actual claw itself. You're thinking that whatever that was may have caused some kind of a reaction to the air around you, and it was made much slower because it was in a place where air and oxygen really didn't exist unless it was coming from the outside. So you're thinking that it may have been a catalyst, and that if you didn't cut that off and then put it into the bag of holding, it simply just didn't have enough oxygen to make that sort of reaction. So after you brought it out, it would have had that reaction anyway. So the fact that you were able to figure out what this was before you got into the city and set off what is essentially C4 in the middle of town, this was a very fortuitous event for you.
Oh,
See, guys, we got big brains.
what do you mean? He just told us that was the luck.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
I don't know. Oscar's got that nature check. He understood all of that.
Exactly.
You also know that those kind of reactions usually happen when, bog and fen meet, because one alkaline, one is acidic.
Acidic.
So those kind of violent reactions where gas is either taken in, converted, released, it could be a lot of these things, but that's the most likely. Is that it was some kind of chemical reaction that happened with both the decaying flesh of the dragon and whatever that cage was that was around it, the jeweled cage.
Glad you understood all that. Now let's have a montage.
Yeah.
Okay, so the montage for traveling. So as you're traveling through, it's getting a little bit rainy, but eventually you make it to the magic city of Bolga.
How long do we spend traveling?
4 days.
Jeez.
Okay.
So
Can I spend?
you had 4 total days of travel.
Okay. Can I spend that time reading the manual of quickness of action that I got from as a result of the first battle royale? Not battle. I guess it was a battle royale we did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here, but with the manual of bodily health.
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
All right.
Am I
So
supposed to have a potion of true seeing?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
That was that was your get out of jail free card for something, and you just never used it. So
Should
okay,
give it to
cool.
Dominic. Does Dominic have a potion of true seeing?
Sorry?
Do you have a potion? You have natural true seeing. Who might
No.
benefit from having a potion of true seeing?
you
Right, I'll
would.
keep it.
Yeah. Hang on to that.
But
After I
the road,
finish
though.
reading the manual, I'll pass it to Ren. Totally unaware that it's no longer magical.
you do
Oh,
so.
I don't know that it's. Yeah, well.
Okay, so you look into this book that he gave you, and it looks like a wonderful journal. All the pages are blank.
Thanks. Why are you giving me this?
I read that book so thoroughly the words left the page.
Cool.
You ever done that?
Yeah, I've done that a lot. I mean, that's like
Well, then
something
put
I've
this
done
where you put those
before.
other ones you've done that.
Yeah, I already got rid of them because I didn't need them anymore. Because if they're
But look
blank,
at this cover.
what's
Now
the
that's a
point of
cover. They don't make them like that.
Yeah, whatever. You know what, Shepard? I don't want this. You can have this back. Because if I can't read it, then what's the point? I'm gonna give it back to
Sure,
Shepard.
you don't want something to like put your thoughts in. Maybe get some stuff out.
Got something to say, Kieran?
A diary?
Yeah, I think you might benefit from getting some stuff out.
It would be
I
a great
only
recipe
use-
book.
Ooh.
I like the idea, but the thing is, I can already talk to my best friend to
Yeah, that's
get
neat.
stuff out of that. Yeah. That's what I do, right? Yeah, we already talk. We go through stuff. So I
Well,
don't
if
need
your
a journal.
best friend who you talk to about stuff thinks you need to write some stuff in the journal, maybe you should think about that.
Well, then maybe I'll go to my other best friend,
Is it
the
me?
person in my head who talks to me and gives me powers. That might be fun.
Oh,
It's at least
actually,
not a
about that.
meanie butt.
Actually,
Everyone
about
gets
that,
to have a
can we
person in
talk
their
about
head.
that at some point?
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of new to this whole patron thing and a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm an expert, so I'll totally be able to guide you through like everything that's gonna happen. So we're gonna need a couple of daggers, some fresh black robes, a dozen or so candles, and just like a quiet witching hour, and we can just have a great talk.
Yeah.
So stereotypical.
I'm kidding, Kieran. Jeez, lighten up.
But you're totally not.
Honestly, even Ren doesn't know if he's kidding or not.
Oh, we're
So-
back
Dominic
in
is slightly
Bolga.
concerned, just staring at the tattoos now.
That is correct. You're back in Bolga.
I want to go to Dominic and just see. Can we find a place to dump out the bag and get money?
Definitely.
I want to go to do that. If you want to.
Let's inventory for a moment. We got.
Doesn't Pigdin also owe you something now that we're back in town?
I think that's. Is this where Ace Winglas live? Ace Winglas.
Mace Windu. So we do have to give at least one of the dragon pearls to Sage or Pigdin, because they're going to get the rest of those crystals out for us. So we've got some dragon fangs. We have some yards worth of wing leather. We have a bunch of teeth, a bunch of scales, a claw, some really scary catoblepas tusks, and 2 eyes. And we're in a magic town, so a lot of that should be useful.
Who wants armor with all the dragon stuff?
Ooh.
Who needs some scale mail?
Ooh.
You actually don't have that many scales.
I
from,
love this
from
town
Black
map,
Dragon.
Adam.
Thank you.
It's like
Did you make
it's like
this?
a scale mail bracer.
Could I
This
make
is
some
really
sort of
good.
shield
Thank you.
out of the dragon stuff?
Can you? I'm sorry. It's the he patted my ego and it's reverberating. Can you say that one more time?
I said, can I make some sort of shield out of the dragon stuff?
No, not you. Say it one more time, Brendan. Please, one more time.
Oh, Lord.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
that's really.
So Rosalie, so yes, you absolutely can. You can make a hide shield since druids can't use metal. So you'd be able to potentially make a shield that is, made of dragon leather that wouldn't be made of metal.
What would the stats be?
Same as a normal shield.
Because
Just-
I already have a regular shield.
I would say that they would
Made
give
of
you
wood.
advantage on dexterity saving throws against acid if it's the black dragon. If it's
also,
the green
couldn't be
dragon,
eaten by
I will.
rust monster.
True.
Okay, cool. Let's do that.
Yeah, it's the black one. So, okay, so we can hit up a fancy blacksmith some of this, and we can sell. Anybody else want the teeth, the scales, or should we just sell it for parts?
I want to make a necklace out of one of the teeth. No, they're all pretty big, right?
Oh yeah,
Like a real statement necklace.
yeah. Do you know the big necklace that was on Moana? It's about that big, just not as hooked.
Oh man, if you start wearing that, then we all need to get Maui tattoos.
Well, I'm way ahead of you. Start pointing at my arms.
I take off my shirt.
I didn't realize I was this
So we
behind. All I
established-
have is this branding on my chest.
I high five Snells.
So as that happens, you see Benji, the gate guard, that looks over, and Snells is now topless, and just, oh my, oh my, oh my, and he's like, hi guys, welcome back. And
Hey, eyes up here,
I'm
Angela.
wearing topless.
oh, you said you'd take
I'm
your
actually wearing, but I'm wearing like a little bikini made of like chainmail, obviously.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
It's good fantasy
As one
setting
does.
armor. I like
Yep. Crazy stats, minimal coverage.
it. True.
Sounds unimaginably comfortable.
If you're into that. So as that happens, still, it's like this 14-year-old like guy who's just out of puberty, who's probably the only time he's actually like thought about being social was going to the cafeteria line and saying, "Excuse me, can you please pass the ketchup?" So as he comes over to you guys again, he's like, "Hi guys, you're back to see the sage, right?"
Yep. And I like towering over him and Snell, like, eyes up here, buddy.
He's beet red. So as he does, he goes and he like takes the bag and he starts fumbling with all the different. He drops all the pins on the ground. He's like, "Okay, sorry, I have visitor, and he just like hands the rest over to. Hands the rest, hand two to Dominic, and is like, "And this for you two." And he moves away, and it's like, "Okay, we'll just get the gold later. Enjoy. Welcome back."
Maybe we should talk
just
to
kinda
Sage
over-
about
just
getting us some
kidding.
sort of like season pass so we can get through in and out more seamlessly.
Not a bad idea.
Do they sell those?
I want a beeline for Sage's tower.
Yep. We got to deliver these pearls.
Okay, so you go back through to the front gate of the Arcanum. You still see those massive construct titans that are out front. Each one of them towering about 15 feet tall. Very intricate artificing all through the armor, and large double-bladed glaives that are 16, 17 feet high. Massive enchantments within them. So as you go by the rest of them, you see their heads looking at you as they travel. Your horses, Rainbow Pumpernickel, your whole entourage and everything that you're doing, they scan very closely. And then eventually they look over and it's like, "Oh, hey guys!" And one of the big giant ones is like, "Hey, good seeing you again. Welcome back." And it's this high-pitched voice that's coming through. It's like, "Oh, sorry. It's Herman. Remember me from the library? I'm on duty today." And you see like this 15-foot giant suit of armor, acting super childish, with the voice of Herman that you met in the library when you were there.
Who's the one
Hi.
that Ren had a date with?
Hi, Herman.
That was Herman.
That was Herman? I'm just going to elbow Ren.
Oh no, the one for Ren was that was Betty. That was the one in administration.
Oh, he met with a dude about warlocks.
Oh no, that was Jalul.
Yeah, different person.
Yeah,
Well.
totally different guy.
Just, you know.
Co-sponsor a fire festival.
Oh, was that a job rule joke?
Yeah.
Sure was.
He was bamboozled.
And it was an excellent one at that, Brendan.
So, I was not aware of that when I wrote the character's name, but now that I am, I'm gonna give you a card of inspiration because I realize what I need to correct.
Correct.
No, you need to lean into it.
Correct.
Perfect.
I'm leaning away from that.
All right.
That one's no, thank you. So he's like, "Oh, go on in. Use the elevator on the right. The one in the middle has been kind of woohoo." And he goes back to the same
I use
position.
the one in the middle.
Okay. So you go through the massive doors of the Bolga Arcanum, and as you get back in, you see the 5 different massive floating discs that act as the ethereal elevators that go throughout this massive tower. As you go to each one, you see that the one in the very center has like 7 massive cracks in it, and you can see somebody slowly casting the mending cantrip on it, and looks like there's like 5 or 6 different people that are doing this at the same time. All the while, they just look really, really upset.
I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to be loud enough that someone can hear me. Like, what the hell happened to that thing?
You just hear, "Badweather."
Oh.
Oh,
Like their life.
Oh.
It was ruined by some bad weather.
can I buy whatever he used? Because that sounds cool.
No! And you hear literally the entire area here, everybody just echoing, "No!" Screaming.
Sorry.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah. I make a mental note to find out what he's selling next.
Okay. But you see the multiple doors that open into extra-dimensional spaces. And is there anything you're going to do before you reach the elevator, or are you going straight to it?
I want to go see Badweather. I believe he's down in this level or on the lower level.
He's not on the lower level, no. He has his own workshop. It's the Artificery. So as you're trying to find that... Hang on. I got to open up Bolga.
Pigdin.
I don't think
33.
I've ever met him, even though I'm his biggest
Level
fan.
33?
It's the 33rd floor.
Cool. That's where I'm getting off.
All right. I'm coming with you if we're splitting up. Otherwise, quick pit stop to the 33rd floor.
Yeah. Hopefully quick.
Okay. So you take your cart, your whole shebang, and everybody else. There's like one or two students that are still, maybe 10, 12 years old. Each one of them is holding their books up and they're looking up and they're like astounded that they're seeing a pink unicorn. And then one of them goes, "Hey, why is this alicorn?" Never mind.
Insight.
Okay, go ahead.
We're insight checking small
Is
children.
there
Currently.
a glamour on our unicorn?
Oh no.
Okay.
Kieran's about to get mad.
You look at the books that this kid is holding, and it is mythical zoology. So you think that this person is studying that, and they called it an alicorn.
Do I know what that is?
I'm going to lean over to the kid.
Roll me I'll give you either Arcana or Nature, whichever one's best for you.
Yeah,
what
could I
about
make
animal
one as well?
handling?
Absolutely.
Animal handling, could I do?
I'm sorry.
Are you handling an animal?
I put my hand on it.
Okay. So if you're just gonna try to feel around to see if he's telling the truth, I'm gonna answer Ren first, and then I'll come back to you.
Oh my
okay?
god,
Just
I
give that
love
option.
this.
Okay, so as this is happening, Ren's remembering is alicorn, 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 alicorn. Wait a second, that's a flying unicorn. This doesn't have any wings. So now let's go ahead and roll me an animal handling check.
Oh. Well, that's good. We're not using that.
Nice. So you run your hands across the side of Rainbow Pumpernickel, and just underneath the sort of blanket that you have over top to keep her warm and keep the elements off. And as you do, your hand goes across what feels like a divot just close to the upper shoulder. And it's a deep divot that's covered over by a lot of hair.
This thing can fly, and we've been having it pull a car.
No, did they cut off her wing?
It feels like this creature has been injured. It feels like this creature is disabled.
Oh, interesting.
Who did it?
Way to go, King.
Like deliberately disabled, or like it was born without wings?
She was born special.
Like a congenital thing, or were they ripped off?
So
That's basically what I asked, but
Yeah.
Okay, so if all of you guys-
I'm really invested in this now.
all
okay,
our
so-
attention went straight to the
Come on.
unicorn in the
It's
elevator.
okay, baby. Who hurt you?
So if all of you guys say this at the same time, then that's fine. Then I'm going to say that Snels, they look over and Rainbow Pumpernickel says, "What? It's always like this."
Oh. I
I'm still
tell
me.
everyone. Oh, yes, you are.
yeah.
I tell everyone.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, cool.
I'm
So-
still upset.
I'm gonna
That's
pat
fine.
her head. You're great, just the way you are.
Pawned off a special unicorn on us. That's
Well,
Kieran's
we
over there like, I
didn't
want my
even
money
know.
back.
no. I just
I
feel
go buy
bad.
one of those
Like, what were you
brains.
I love that we
flipping
were
by?
so psyched and we had no idea that I could fly, but now that we know, can't fly, even though we never knew it could. We're mad.
There's an SCP like that, actually. There's one that's literally called a formerly winged horse. It's really sad.
It sounds really-
So you all are on the elevator up to the 33rd floor. And again, these elevators are these large discs that are, 40 feet in diameter. They take you up and they turn you ethereal so that you can see almost like a ghostly image of you passing through the floors one by one, until eventually you reach the floor that you're looking for. As you get to the 33rd floor, you see that there are dozens of artificers and dozens of enchanters working on many different projects. Some working on large projects, some working on most of them working on something small that they have at their own little workstation. But eventually you come by what looks to be a 55-foot tall humanoid-looking thing. And in the very center of it, you see a gnome. He's wearing a kilt, and he has a bunch of different bottles and tools with what looks like a quick draw holster of a bunch of wands attached to his side. Lightning streaked green hair moving backwards. His eyebrows are mostly there, but also like flecks of black and singed and burned. And his hair also appears to be sort of flowing a little bit, so it looks like it's moving backwards as though it is underwater, and he's in a current. However, his hair is very jagged, so it looks almost like it's looking like lightning bolts attached to his head. But this little guy is just like, okay, ready for the first test, all right? And as soon as he does that, you just hear the entirety of this thing just, and it raises its shoulders, and then it just starts to move its arms like that. And you hear him go, yeah! It can do one dance move! That's progress!
Thaumaturgy applause.
Yeah.
So
I'll applaud that.
you hear everybody else just go, okay. And then they get back to work.
Was that Pigdin that was doing that?
Yeah.
That is Pigdin Badweather.
Yep.
Yep.
Just gonna walk right up to him.
It's like, hi, you're new? What's up?
No, not new. You don't remember?
Oh, you're the guy with the necklace. I missed
The
you.
necklace. Yeah. How is the necklace? Where is the necklace?
Oh,
Is
it's
it worth-
fine. Yeah, it is. So I created it and I figured out something. You actually inspired me, so I named it after my little brother. I call it the younger brother's bother.
I flattered by this? Okay. So the last time we spoke, you had mentioned there was a lovely little wand that you were making for me, and it's been like over a week now, so I just-
Teleportation.
you said it would be ready in a week, and we're just hoping it's done.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. Where is that thing? And he takes out this quick draw pouch, and you see 5 wands that are sort of stacked on each other, almost like a bandolier. And then he's like, nope. And it looks like he's turning the page, and another set of 5 wands, and then another set of 5 wands, and then another set of 5 wands. But the bandolier never gets any thicker. But he just keeps turning the page, and he's like, it was teleportation, right? And transportation, and what?
Sure. Got any ones you don't like?
Yep, here it is. Word of a call.
Thank you. Does
Welcome.
it look beautiful?
It really doesn't. It honestly looks like he just took, like he
I look like I've
took.
been chipped.
No, he looks like he took a bonsai tree and he just picked it up, and then just cleaned it off. That's really it. It looks like if you dressed it up a little bit, it would be pretty. But he says, "Yeah, anywhere that you've been, all you got to do is hit say that. Here's the problem, though. That one doesn't recharge. You can only use it 5 times.
That's not what we
Womp womp.
discussed, Pigdin.
I'm sorry. Teleportation's a hard thing. Folding time and space, ooh, a little dangerous.
Is there... What do I have to do to get one that recharges? I mean, we delivered a lot of outladen stones to you people.
No, you did, and that was great. And we were able to do a lot for you. Because remember,
Oh, it's
we
all
still have
done?
that
Is it done?
awesome, cool
Is it done?
ship stuff that's totally
Is it
top
done?
secret. Sorry. And he looks around, and everybody else is like, "What?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it.
Ship. We have a ship. It's on the water. It's all good. Never mind.
Yeah, remember? We have all that
Oh,
stuff
boy.
too.
Yeah, is that done? Are we still waiting on that? Is it done?
If you walk to the harbor, you probably would be able to find it. Should be
It's
done by
on the
now.
harbor?
Yeah.
I want to go check that out.
Guys.
Yeah.
Our
Oh
ship
yeah.
is on the harbor.
I want to go check that out. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys want to go to Craywold?
Wait, what?
Yeah, well,
It's at Craywold Harbor.
Oh, it's at Craywold's harbor. We're
Right.
landlocked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bolga's
whatever.
landlocked.
I knew that.
Yep.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that. Whatever. I knew that.
He picks a Pigdin like I knew that. Stop it.
He's like, "Wow, you're way stronger than you used to be."
So 5 times. Would I be able to maybe commission? I don't know, another one. I don't know. How can I get some more?
Oh, sure. I'll tell you what. I am looking for something. Maybe a trade?
I'm speaking for me right now. I can't rope my friends into this, so it depends on what the trade is.
Well, then why are they friends? You rope your friends into stuff.
But I
That's what
haven't
makes them
asked them
friends.
yet, even though they're standing right here listening to this entire conversation.
Okay.
What do you want? What do you want? Tell me what you want.
What you really want.
I knew somebody was going to do it, so I was waiting for it. He's like, "Well, see, I've always wanted..."
Wait.
What?
Are we negotiating for another 5 charge thing or what?
Yeah.
So do you have the capacity to make one that recharges? Or no?
Well, I can't make a recharge in a day, but I can make a recharge in like a week?
Yeah, that's what I thought I was getting this time.
Oh. Whoops. Return
So
customer?
maybe have this one on loan until this will be a rental until mine is ready to go.
Well, then you can't use it, because what's the point of renting something that's expendable?
Then you can put more charges into this one or something. I don't know.
Oh, well, you can give me that one back then, and I'll just make another one.
How long is the other one going to take?
A week.
Are you sure? Because you're having the same discussion again, Pigdin.
No, this is totally a different discussion, because we're having it now, and I had the other discussion way back when.
And
Friend just
if
sighs.
if I do your favor, can I get the new one with your favor instead of having to give this back to you? Do you see where I'm going with this?
I'm sorry, I blanked out. What was the question?
I love
What's
him.
your favor? What is your favor?
My favor? Oh, okay. He pulls out a handkerchief and he's like, "Darling." Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I just elbowed my cat by
Why?
accident.
no.
Why you do this?
Buddy, I'm sorry. He's like, "Oh, the thing. Oh, right. So I'm looking for something very specific. My dad."
You've gone full Halo 2, Mike.
Come on now.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Sorry, when my cat gets on this thing, he usually goes directly for my soundboard. So every time that happens. So the thing I need, you see, my
No, wait.
No, you're full Bulgara right now.
No, now you're full Bulgara.
Okay, wait a second. What happened before?
Your volume is like really jacked up now. Like maybe that's just me, but you got something far louder than you were before.
Okay, thank you. That
Yeah,
is
it put
actually...
on some sort of
Okay, there we
voice.
go. There we go. Yeah.
I keep forgetting every time that I see Professor Plum next to me. I just have to assume that my audio is fucked.
He's got strong suggestions about how this should be played.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
So I was like, my dad is looking for something a little bit specific. It's called a Bulgine globe.
Oh nah.
Oh.
Never heard of it.
Nah,
He
nah,
has
I haven't.
2 of them, right?
Nah.
Nah, we need those.
No, we got one.
He already has 2 of them.
Okay.
We've been up in his office before. He has 2 of them. Or 3 of them.
Sage's one is dead. He thought when we show him the one that worked, out of character, we show him the one that worked because his was offline. He didn't know what it did.
Hmm?
Right, yeah. I don't want to
So after looking at the one that you got, see, you have working mana steel. We need that. Do you think you can go to the Underdark and find some for us?
I look at Snells.
Natural place to take an airship.
Yeah.
Well, there's
What
one
do
of.
we- what do we-
Well, you can also go to over to the Hirschfelger Peaks, and you can ask some of those guys. You know, there's a lot of Sphere of Neblin and a lot of Drow that like to trade with Hengenhart and Hirschfelger Delta and Qualbin. What do you
Is it part
think?
of Snells' mission to go talk to people in the Underdark?
Is he having a stroke? What are these words he's saying?
I understand the word. That just tickled me.
Oh, this is so funny.
It's just the word Snurf Neblin every time.
Oh yeah.
Hey now.
I love Snurf Neblin.
So, are we saying if we find a Bulgine globe, I can have a wand of teleportation that recharges once a week?
Oh, he wants mana steel.
Mm-hmm.
He wants. So
Mana
know.
Steel.
if you find mana
Which is-
steel.
something we know what that is.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't. It cannot be made on the surface. That's something that we decide. Something that we discovered. It is a specific
so
type
it's
of
like-
ore that you can only find deep within the Earth's crust. Beryllian crust. Sorry.
How much do you want?
We need about 1 cubic meter.
That's not bad.
Reasonable.
Do I know where to get that good?
Snells, please roll me a nature check at advantage.
You got a mana steel guy?
How do I make an advantage?
Hold
shift.
Hold shift.
Hold left shift.
Answers at the same time.
Does that work?
Yep,
19.
You do know where you can
Yeah.
find some. There is a place called Glimmerstone, which you are very familiar. It is just outside of the Underdark city of Nulbizund.
How long would it take to get there?
By foot, probably about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. By airship, way faster.
By airship?
Does Snells know personally, or she knows of it?
She knows it personally. She's been there.
So we have a teleportation wand.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Is
Whoa.
it just do one person or
It does 9 people.
Oh shit.
interesting? We could just
I say
Teleporting
another
to
comment.
get
Road
more
trip.
teleporting.
But we have to use it very sparingly. We have to use it very sparingly.
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And how much does this kind of thing go for?
Oh, the Mana Steel?
Yeah.
I
Do
just
I
make
know?
stuff. I don't buy stuff.
Do I know?
What's rolling for mercantile? Roll me an
Roll for
intelligence
commerce.
check.
Would my proficiency in Arcana help with any knowledge of Mana Steel?
Not really. Mana Steel is more like a superconductive material for raw magic.
I've never
It's,
seen
it's
a
really a
rock in my
misnomer
life.
calling it Mana Steel. There's no mana involved.
So,
And steel is an artificial alloy anyway, so.
thank you very much, Brian. I
I
appreciate
don't
that.
think I know.
So, as you're thinking about it, and you're trying to think about where to go, or trying to think about what that would actually cost, if you found a decent amount of it, I'm sure that it would go for a pretty good number. Mana Steel doesn't have a lot of uses today, but your Bulgine Globe is completely, like, all 3 rings are made of Mana Steel. So if you possibly adapt whatever sort of usage that this thing is using it for, the Bulgine Globe, it could have a totally new use. So it's like the first person that discovered Coltan. Coltan. And figured out that that would be really useful for cell phones.
Thank you, Ryan.
Totally new use, like maybe containing one of the many demons chaser eventually going to come for rent.
No, but Pigdin said, "Oh, do you need to contain a demon?"
Oh,
Maybe.
Maybe.
No.
maybe.
Yeah, that's
Might be
easy.
the
You never
information
know.
to have, yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
we got an iron flask around here somewhere.
Oh, How much would that cost?
Oh, buy it? No, I'm just saying that we have it.
Oh, so you have it,
we-
but that's
can
just
we
to
have
look at
it?
it, basically? Yeah.
You have it. Can we have it?
No, is a demon here?
No.
No, just
just
like for
out.
an eventuality if perhaps one might need to contain a demon. Not saying we would, just in the future.
No, yeah. Just,
Oh.
If
you know,
we happened upon
just
a
in
demon.
case.
So I think if I'm hearing them right, the working strategy is when the demon comes, we use the wand of recall and all come right back here and bring the demon into Pigdin's shop.
I think honestly Pigdin would be thrilled about that. I don't think anyone else would approve.
That's
of
got to
this
be worth 2 or
strategy.
3 dance modes if you put a demon in a flask.
Hell yeah.
He's right.
How much would it cost to get something like that, either made or get the one you have, Pigdin?
You're
Borrow.
gonna
out of
have to.
curiosity.
You're gonna have to talk to somebody else, man. Everything that I make is the same price to make it simple.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate the honesty. I'll have to check that out.
I whispered to the gang, "Are we trying to capture the Rakshasa? Is that what we're talking about?"
I don't know if that's. Well, I think we were just talking about knowing our group. Someone's gonna have a demon
Gonna come
or
across
devil that
demons,
they need to stop.
Yeah.
So it was just preparing for the future more than anything. But it's not
Yeah,
a
I mean,
necessity right now.
If the Rakshasa comes to us because we don't get to him in time, yeah, it'd probably be good to have an idea how to solve it. But I think eventually we have to go to hell and kill it, right?
How do you solve the problem?
Eventually.
Rakshasa?
No.
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 Speaking of sound of music,
All right, so Pigdin, start working on that wand.
This is a demon I need to
We'll
contain.
circle back.
Oh, Mogwai.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And now we need to go to see your dad.
Yep. Oh, Pigdin, big fan. Do you have anything? And I show him immediately take out the compass and the dick wand and some of the others. Anything like this?
Oh yeah. What do you need, bud?
Something. I just kind of point to my hat. I have a very specific taste that your expertise seems to cater to. So surprise me.
Can you be more specific?
Anything akin to the wand of being extra, which is one of my favorites.
He really likes hats, and he wants a very extra hat, more extra than your normal extra,
Okay.
if that's possible.
Parameters. You now
More
see
of a-
you now see Pigdin getting into the zone.
Hmm.
Set the equation. Here we
Yes.
go.
Okay. I want a hat that will. I want a hat that as closely resembles our solar system or whatever we'll call this world's known celestial bodies as possible, rotating and whatnot, but just a little odd, a little weird, some of the planets have googly eyes or something.
That's it.
One of them spontaneously screams obscenities, just something like that.
Oh, dear Lord. I've changed my mind. I no longer want this level of spontaneity in our lives.
Okay. He looks over and is like, "Really? All right. Give me 30 seconds." And he walks over to a table, takes a whole bunch of these little orbs, and he just and you see every time he does that, they all turn a different color. And then he starts throwing different colors on it, and then he just takes a rod or two and puts it on another one of these big orbs, and he halves one, hollows the rest of it out, puts a stick on the very top, and then and then just screws something in on the top. He comes over, puts it on top of your head, and then he says it's and he uses magic mouth on one thing. You see the moon, which is Galeni, and you see the sun, which is named Sol, S-O-L.
Mhm.
You just watch him cast magic mouth on both of them, and then he just puts it on top of your head. It looks like a child's mobile that he would make for first grade science class, and then he just starts spinning it really quick, and you just all of a sudden hear them scream, just "Fuck you, Galani! Fuck you, Sol! Fuck you, Galani!" and it does not stop. And he's like, is that what you're asking for?
Like, just reduce the frequency a little bit, and maybe like one of the planets says something nice, and we got a deal.
And he like pulls something out of them. He's like, okay.
I'll cherish this forever.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Request.
By the way, my dog is giving me the most judgmental look for that hat right now.
it's like, really? Really?
Yeah, no, as soon as I said it, she just looked at me like, the fuck?
She should be used to this by now.
It was very funny that when you said dog gave a judgmental look, because at that same moment my wife came behind me and I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. It's just like, no, she just turned on my printer or something. It's fine. All right. Kieran, you get a card of inspiration for the interaction with Pigdin.
Oh.
Yay. Oh, by the way, do you want to be able to get Zircardin crystals whenever you want? Because
I'm
we gotta
sorry.
deliver these up.
Stop. What?
Do you want Zircardin? Are they? Is that the
boy.
anti-magic one?
He seems very excited about this. Let's play our hand carefully here.
Yeah, wait just a moment.
Do you want a stash
know
of
what
those?
We might
You
know
know
a
what
guy.
those things are?
We might know a guy. We might not have them here, but we might know a guy.
Oh no, we don't have them here, but we can help you get access to a replenishing stash.
Didn't we already
Might that
talk about
help us? Might that help us get a replenishing teleportation wand faster, or maybe in lieu of?
Mm-hmm.
it? Oh, look who's interested now.
Oh.
I am. I'm interested. I'm the interested boy.
Okay, so just so that this conversation, first off, thank you again for this hat. I love it.
You're welcome.
Just so that this conversation doesn't become repeated, like, oh, well, that was last week, this is this week. Let's set the parameters, maybe write this down, and we are more than happy to give you access to a replenishing source of Zircardin crystals.
What do you want? Just tell me. Anything. You got it.
We want a recharging teleportation wand
Correct.
with as many
As many charges
uses,
as you can cram in there.
Yep, that recharges.
That recharges. Even if it's once a week, we'll take it.
Yeah.
And I want to clarify, is our ship done? Is it done?
Not done right now, but it can be done in like maybe 3 days. So if you
Cool.
make your way back to Craywold now, it'll be done by the time you get there. 1 second.
Cool.
We have to
Everybody
make it
stop the work! And you hear them. You hear him like actually shouting for the first time with real authority.
Mhm.
And as that happens, everybody like puts down what they're doing, and they said. Somebody's echoey. What do you do with a drunken sailor? Thank you very much for picking
Early
that.
in the morning.
So as you discuss that, and as you tell him that, he looks over to you, and he says, "With everybody working on it all at once, I can have it done in about 4 hours."
We will be back in 4 hours. Tell me this: how many people do you want to have access to this? Because I assume you're going to need more hands to transport, etc.
I got it. Don't worry.
Okay, we will be back in about 4 hours. See you later, my friend.
Everybody get to work! And he's like screaming as loud as he can to every single person behind him.
And I give Kieran a wink, like.
I
Good job.
give Dominic a kiss on the cheek.
It went surprisingly well, actually.
I'm like, oh, thank you, Kieran.
Man, I had a work order for him, but
We
this
don't
seems
need
more
more
important.
Man of Steel, right? Or maybe we can get the hookup just in case.
I mean, we could do that too, but we just can get our wand faster, and we don't have to go on that side quest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
All
now
right.
we have an emergency wand.
Yeah.
How is the Underdark this time of year?
Oh,
Mhm.
not the same every time.
Okay.
Now we're gonna go all the way up.
Yeah, we got to go up to him. We got to deliver at least one of these pearls to him too. So.
Well, we do have that shell full of the crystals. That's the whole reason we brought the cart.
Right.
So what are we taking those to him, or how much longer are we going to drag that with us?
I mean, we're unloading those, but
Okay.
we're giving him at least
Yeah.
one pearl so that he can get them as well. I didn't promise Pigdin to have exclusive rights.
No, for sure.
That's also his dad, so they can hash it out. Just don't mention that we're giving this to Pigdin.
Okay.
All right, let's
So
go.
you're heading back up to the top floor?
And I am jumping up and down in the elevator saying, "Our ship is done. Our home is ready to go."
Woo! 3 days.
Well, we can still go back, kind of.
Oh yeah,
We have to line on rolls for the ship before we
For
bring it.
the wand.
yeah. Yeah. We can visit Craywold.
We can still go back.
Nostalgia, because we haven't been there in like a real world year.
It better be done.
Okay, so as you all finish up, and as you go up to the top floor, you eventually see the same blue Firbolg in his big robes with the beautiful butterfly wings wrapping around him. And he says, "Oh, hey guys, welcome back.
Hi.
Did you find everything?"
Yep, we have a cartload of the crystals, and we have something for you. Give him Pearl.
Oh, no kidding. What's this thing?
We weren't sure. We know you're at least acquaintances with Santuia, but just in case you needed a way into the cave, she gave us a few of these. So
Oh, nice.
That's what gets the snails to leave you alone.
exactly, sort of a backstage pass.
Ah,
It's your VIP pass.
That's how that works. I've always wondered.
Yeah,
I usually just go
Yeah.
straight in.
we weren't sure, but wanted to give. We was with her blessing, so.
No, I appreciate it. That's good.
Never go straight in for dragon poop.
Wait, what?
Yeah. It's
Nothing.
just a phrase where we're from.
That's exactly
Yeah, it's just one of those sayings that doesn't translate well.
Oh, okay.
It's a celestial
sense.
thing.
All right. So I have great news. Your ship's ready. You can go pick it up at any time.
Is it still
Did
in
we discuss
Craywold?
any upgrades at all? Or are we just talking about? Did we? It's been such a long time, Sage Winglas. It seems like such a long time since we spoke last.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, this is one of the things you could have done. But you got all the crystals here, so we can start working on that.
So what we got now is a functional standard ship, right?
Yeah, it is
Adam?
correct.
And we can upgrade to. I have so many upgrades.
So the way I remember it, when we made the deal with Winglas, was if we went to, he would fix it up for us if we agreed to bring some of his researchers with us, and there's something about potentially getting a charter out of the deal,
A
or if
guild
we went
charter.
to get the wood and the crystals,
Mhm.
that would be the materials to basically compensate him for all the work
Right.
and not bring the researchers.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there was something, Kieran had asked about upgrades. I think that was where the crystals came in.
Yep.
So now we can get upgrades.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Um,
You have
Just-
the option of 5 upgrades. One is a magic larder.
1 of 5 or as many of 5.
1 of 5.
Okay.
One is a magic larder. This will provide up to 50 meals per day,
Ooh.
Nice.
and it will magically replenish.
Pass.
Okay.
Well, we will need a crew, I imagine.
Eventually. Another is stabilizers. These will give you bonuses on your dexterity checks to make evasive maneuvers.
Flashbacks.
Another is kind of like Ironsides. It's reinforcement. So this will give you an extra 50 HP for your total ship. This will also make your ship heavier, so you'll need to use 2 doses in order to make it work. There is also putting ballastae on it. You will have 2. These take
Those
an
are-
an action to load, and 2 people to load, 1 person to fire.
Is that like the big bow and arrow kind of a thing?
Yes, it's a very big bow and arrow.
A very big crossbow, sort of.
Can they be enchanted?
Yes, they can.
Oh,
You can
like Homer
add.
Simpson getting an airship.
You can add a catapult. And
What about,
Go ahead.
is that number 5? Go ahead.
No, that's number 4.
Okay.
Number 5 is adding a magic vault onto it.
I was going to do that regardless. Actually, I was going to ask for that, actually. Anyway, what about, does the ship already have a way of landing on land without tipping over?
Not yet.
That was kind of what I wanted.
That's
One
a
of
good
the
Here,
things I want.
smart.
Yeah.
And like a door that we could open so we could unload animals and shit.
Potentially.
And I want it when it opens to play the Mandalorian theme.
What was the deal with the magic vault?
That's one of the things that he offered. You guys can pretty much pick whatever you wanted, but I just set up a set of 5 things for you guys to pick from.
What do we do if we want one of those things and some other stuff?
Pay him.
Or 2 of those? What does he want? We already gave him a shitload. We already gave him the hookup for Obladen stones. Or Zircardin stones.
You guys got him a ton. And these are very, very good, but you only brought him a certain number. He was looking for a lot more.
We gave him the hookup. He has an unlimited amount now.
That's true. Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
I'm assuming there's something by way of favor we could perform.
God, haven't we done enough favors?
No, this is D&D.
That's the game.
Everybody needs favors. Yeah, exactly. The game is doing favors for things. Rinse and repeat.
Okay, so with an 11 intelligence check, you remember that he knows Santuia.
Mhm.
He knows that she's there, and he knows what he's getting. He just needed you to get some for him.
Oh.
It's like, hey, while you're at the store, can you please pick up eggs and milk?
We did get a couple 100 pounds, correct? We got like 300 or 500 pounds?
No, the snail shells are 500 pounds each.
Okay.
Whoa.
The Zircardin crystals are fairly light, but they're incredibly dangerous for you to manage. That's why you put them inside the snail shell.
Hey, I'll be happy to give you a little list if you tell us what you want for it.
Okay. Well, I need some mana steel. I think Pigdin already talked to you about that.
Surveilling us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, only Pigdin, because he keeps breaking my elevators.
No, that
Yeah,
just
what
makes sense.
happened?
That's good security.
Oh, do you
King
see
of
that? Just you guys went down on 33rd, right? Yeah, you see the thing that he was
Robot?
working on? Yeah, he tried to put that on the elevator, and my elevators have a weight limit.
Oh. I assume it's less than like 50 tons because that was big.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah.
He calls it the Guardian.
A Guardian?
Yeah. He was working on Gundam, but that was already taken.
Ah.
Nice.
All right. Well, I have a list. If you want to jot it down real quick. Should I go tell Pigman?
No, I got you. What are you looking to get?
I think we all want the safe. Safe sound good? Because we have stuff that we might want to put in a magical safe or vault, right?
Probably a good idea.
We're going to need some kind of feet for this thing, like a landing gear.
That's
Yeah.
number 2. That's number 2.
I mean, it lands in
Yeah.
water fine, right?
Right,
Yeah.
but
If you're in a desert, what do you do?
So I want some sort of legs that come out when we want to land on land, and some kind of watertight door that we can open to load and unload things. Maybe that could be one thing.
Can't we just get a ramp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say that problem could just be done with a gangplank there, bud.
Yeah, but you have to load it all the way up to the top and then get whatever you load onto the top all the way down into the bottom.
Yeah, that sounds like a problem, but that's kind of all ships, you know? I hate to say it, but if you want me to cut a massive hole in the side of your ship just for convenience, I feel like that kind of beats the point of having a ship.
Yeah.
yeah, let's just stick with like some sort of retractable feet.
I mean, that requires cutting a hole in the ship to put feet.
No, not really. I could just
How to
attach it
put
onto the
some-
spine.
Yeah.
Alright. That would be number 1, and the vault number 2,
All
and
right.
the ballista number 3.
I'm just gonna kind of elbow Kieran and then remind him about those arcane cannons back in Craywold.
We couldn't take with us. I think
Oh, we
already
didn't have anything for them originally.
they've already been
do.
claimed by one of the houses, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah, but
Do they need all of them? We're heroes.
All right, scratch
Yeah.
the ballista. We're just gonna somehow find a way to steal some magic cannons and get
we're
them on
just
our
asking
boat
for 1 or 2.
without a ramp to load them inside.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, why do I hang out with friends that can throw fireballs if not for this reason?
Is that it? So we're just going. What is it now? Just the safe and the landing gear?
I guess.
Yeah.
He did say he would just do one thing though, right? So like, yeah, that's already like 2 things put into one.
Between the 2, I think landing gear is more necessary. That way, this is
So just
an all-terrain vehicle.
technically, me and Ren can enchant a safe at some point. Enchant a vault.
I mean, I'm a little conflicted of like, anything that's important enough to leave in the safe. Do we want to leave? Like, we don't often stay by the ship right now.
That's why
Like,
it's
that just seems like a hole for like, oh, all your artifacts got stolen while you're gone
Yeah.
because they took the whole damn ship.
Yep.
so just some legs apparently.
All
I
right.
think legs first. Yeah.
Just legs.
Yep.
Oh, is the ship painted like at all?
Oh yeah, and furniture. Do we have any furniture in this ship?
What I'm saying is, it's much more inconspicuous to have a maybe, I don't know, a sky blue ship in the air than a big brown dot flying over.
True, but also then when you're in the water, then your ship looks weird. And you know, I don't know if I want to be the blue boat people, you know?
I'd rather be the blue boat people than the, hey, look up there, let's steal and rob and kill them because they're going to
Yeah, but how
land.
are they going to get up there?
They can see us and they'll follow us.
I mean, yeah, but we took down a dragon real quick,
Oh,
and I wasn't
God,
even
okay,
there.
apparently we
So
just-
like,
Apparently, we're such badasses, we only need legs to land the ship. We're having this conversation right in front of
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, there we go.
So after a little bit of time goes by, and he looks up
Yeah.
as he's like has his hands behind his head. He's like, "Gil, are you done yet?"
honestly, not sure, but
Yeah, no
I guess
worries.
feet. We've decided we want feet.
You want feet?
Shepard has complete. Shepard will agree with whatever Kieran wants. I think they all seem like good choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So here's the thing. I'm not gonna do that. But I can go down and talk to Pigdin, see if he has anything they can give you.
All right.
Cool. Okay.
Thanks for doing us a solid.
This is
Saying
how we
you
get
won't
actual
do that.
feet attached to our ship.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm really hoping that's what this is going to be.
Just go on down to him. I'm sure he's got something weird in his little box. But-
Okay, well,
Those kind of things I could do. Can't really do them for you right now, and I can't really send myself back to you. I mean, that was a lot of work.
and
So-
we're very, very appreciative. We do realize.
All right, you had to work so hard for, yeah,
No, it
Thank
was.
you for working hard for payment.
because
Thank
you
you.
know, it was such a walk in the park for us. Anyway, do you want to buy any stuff that we got?
Buy any of it.
What?
Oh.
We
do
acquired
you-
materials along the way that are perhaps interest to those of arcane nature.
Yep. Well, Zacard and crystals here were going to be a trade for one of the 5 things I was talking about.
right.
You see he's like rolling his eyes in the back of his head, and he's like thinking about something. He's like, all right. I can't believe I'm doing this, but hang on. And he goes in the back and he opens up a chest, and immediately as that starts happening, you start hearing this loud and he's like, shut up, I'm just getting the thing.
Yes,
And-
the thing.
He
The
goes
thing.
down and he finds a massive, it's a massive statue.
Of what?
You can't really tell. It's super obscure looking. It's like one of those Kuntz statues, K-O-N-T-Z. It's like
Roll for modern art.
yeah, roll for modern art.
Yeah,
But as
very
you're
shiny wrap.
as you're looking at it, it just looks like maybe what like something like a pelvis and below. And he's like, just put this on the ship, say the command word, see what it does. I'm pretty sure this will work. Maybe.
So you want us to go all the way to Craywold to try this out and then come back if we're not satisfied? I mean, I'm just saying that's a long way to test something out. Can we just do it here on a ship and then, like,
Hang on.
come back upstairs? Okay,
And
I'm
he-
sorry.
And he disappears. Maybe about... You guys wait up there because the elevator's not there and it doesn't come without his response.
Yep.
Another 20 minutes come by and he pops back into his room and he's chomping out a niche and he's just yeah, so it works.
Ooh, works at what? What does it do?
No, I set
Like,
your
stage.
I set your legs up on the ship.
Oh, okay, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're done.
That's great.
Legs.
Hmm? No, they're legs.
I mean,
Standing
again,
legs.
yeah.
Oh,
He has decided what we wanted, done it for us, and told us it looks good. We've never seen it. But
I'm okay
you
with
know
any
what?
kind of legs.
I'm okay. Honestly, I'm excited to like, arrive and see what his definition of works is. I want to see what this is.
Quick
He's an
question.
all-powerful archmage, so
By any chance, do you need Ketoblepas eyes for anything?
Katoblapoth.
Gesundheit.
I've heard
Are
it
they at
both
all
ways.
useful to you?
Yeah, actually.
No,
Where'd you find those?
they were very
Katoblapoth.
scary and
In
killed
an
two
eye socket.
Bolgaras very
We took
quickly.
it off of a globe.
Yeah,
No, the
Well,
Katopa are really hard to come by around here.
yeah.
Not a lot of
I
herds.
don't know.
Long time since I've seen a Gebata Pepis.
A Boca de
Those
Pepo.
wild Gopata Pulpas are just really,
They killed two
Nothing like-
Bolgaras in like 5 seconds. It was
Oh, nice.
really? Oh my
yeah, it was
gosh.
scary. It was
Oh yeah, you were there.
yeah.
No. I'm actually
You were
Bad
there.
out Stage.
You were the
Bad
MVP
out there.
The VIP of that one, or MVP of that one.
Exactly. I was, and I wasn't even involved, and
Yep.
that chagrins me to no end.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. How many of those eyes you got?
I got two.
You got two? I'll give you.
I got 2 eyes.
I
I'll
got a
give you-
pair.
I'll give you 1,000 gold.
Oh.
Kieran is fighting the urge to say yes immediately.
Yeah, yeah.
He's trying to short sell them. We need to hold on to the stocks.
Diamond hands.
We like the eyes.
Very gingerly and not looking at them because I'm still scared of these fucking things. Like, here you go.
Okay. As he does, he starts to spin them in the air, and you see that it's almost like a centrifuge, whatever he's doing to them. And you see that as they spin and constantly spin, they're actually starting to separate, and you start seeing 4 masses within the spiral, and not just 2. He's like, all right. Sure, what else you got there, bud?
Let's see.
What do you got there, bud?
Do you need let's see. Do you need any dragon fangs,
Yeah.
teeth, scales, a claw, Catoblepas tusks?
You got the
and
tusks
we're-
too?
I got them, yeah.
Yeah, the tusks I can't really do too much with, but those things go pretty well for carvers. They make
Okay.
a lot of figurines out of them.
Ooh, okay. We'll make a pit stop before leaving town. Dragon pieces?
Eh,
No.
the teeth I could use, I guess. They're pretty good for potion brewing.
We have the
Other
Pulpas. I
question.
want that. Dragons? Nah.
Eh, hypothetically, if we stumbled upon the condensed essence of a dragon, should we be concerned?
What are you talking about?
Like a little condensed bit, like yay big, hypothetically, of dragon soul?
Like a crate dragon pearl.
Yeah.
He gives you one of those come on. Roll me a deception check since you're saying hypothetically. If you were just trying to persuade him, I would do it the other way around.
Yeah.
We're all
Here
helping.
we go.
Well,
Well,
His insight is plus. No, that's not him. Hold on 1 second. Let me get his character sheet up.
How wise is he?
Probably pretty wise. This might not go well. In which case, you've outed my secret.
25.
Thanks.
His inside's not that much. It's +6.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
So I was like, well, hypothetically, if that's what you're going across, I wouldn't have any idea. I have no idea what that is.
And I'm insight checking him.
Take that.
If he's like hypothetically-ing me. Oh. Well.
+9. Wow.
He's been pretty forthcoming with you.
Yep.
A lot of times to your chagrin, but also he's been very forthcoming.
Yep. Okay.
Let's bounce.
All right. Well, we'll take some of our wares to the carver and other areas and check on the ship. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And also, too, I put a little communicator in there, too. So if you have any questions or if you change your mind about having a couple of researchers on there with you, so just let me know.
Where did you
Oh.
put the communicator?
Oh, that's
in
it.
the-
That's at the helm.
Ship.
Cool.
Is it like these and I hold up the walkie-talkie stone or like the
Tell us.
pad?
It's like that, and he points to the sending stone.
Cool.
Go, go, go.
All right. Well, we'll see you later.
Yeah,
Check out our ship legs.
Yeah.
all the best,
All
you
right.
guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
7 of us. Where's my calculator? Everyone add
Did he give us
a certain amount of gold to your 1,000 divided by 7. Everybody add 143 gold.
Hell yeah. We rich now.
What do I do with it?
Whoops. All right. So, if anybody has anything specific they want to do, otherwise, I guess we can montage 4 hours of.
I do want to go back
Waiting.
to Pigdin eventually.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. No, we need to pick up that wand.
We
Also,
told-
Shepard wants something specific done.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It seems.
Is that what
And,
you wanted, Ryan?
Yep.
Okay.
and I guess we'll stop over. We can montage it, sell some of the parts, and get her dragon hide shield made if you still want it, Rosalie.
Oh yeah, sure.
Cool. So, however you wish to do that, DM.
Okay. So we'll say that we just montage through. You
Yep.
go down, you find Pigdin Badweather. I need for everybody to please roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh God.
Oh
Oh
God.
boy, here we go.
Oh, you guys
all
get
right.
+2.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Deck save. Deck.
Is it an effect I can see?
No. You just hear,
my
you,
God.
the moment that you come down there, you just hear Pigdin say, "Hit the deck!"
Oh no.
My bad. It's actually +3 now.
Ooh,
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Oh, I rolled it twice.
So whatever we rolled, we'll add 3. But
Ren fails, Kieran fails. Ren, tell me what you currently have equipped. Kieran, tell me
no.
what you currently have equipped.
Oh god.
I currently have my stone, staff of indoctrination, broom of flying, circular blasting, my cloak, and dagger studded leather.
It's all gone.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items?
Magical items.
Just total items that you have equipped. So the box is checked.
good God.
9 or 10.
Okay.
Ooh.
Count how many you have, and then tell me the total number.
9 is what I'm seeing.
You have 9? Okay, roll me a
Actually,
d10. Kieran, how many total items do you have equipped?
5,
You have 5?
7.
7? This actually works out perfect. Kieran, roll me a d8, and Ren, roll me a d10.
I got a 6.
What is the 6th item in your equipment? Kieran, what is the 4th?
Glass valve trap finding.
My cloak of protection.
Oh
Okay.
dear.
Yeah.
So as you guys come in, you see this small ball, and he screams to everybody, "Hit the deck!" And as that happens, you just hear, and you watch as all of these bright crystals are firing out from the center of this
Oh God.
from the center of this nail bomb. Pretty much what it is. And as that happens, most of you hit the deck and everything sails over top of you. Your cloak of protection is now in tatters, and your glass bell of trap finding shatters. As his
Ironically, if you had used the glass bell of trap finding.
as his Zircardin stone bomb goes off.
Why are you making a bomb?
He's like, well, you brought me the stones. This was the whole point I wanted them. I just wanted to see what would happen if I did the thing.
Bomb?
I wanted to see what would happen if I made it go underwater and then all the water went away at the last minute. I wasn't aware of that. Somebody hit the wrong button. Whoops.
You're messing with a man's AC over here, Pigdin.
And you're watching everybody else around him with like destroyed projects that they've been working on for months. And most of this place is just like shattered. You see a couple people like bleeding from some sides, other people like casting healing, mending stuff. But yeah, after that, like people are furious at Pigdin.
I am one of them.
What
And
does
then
that bring your AC to?
What?
What does that bring your AC down to?
It's only +1, but still, it gives me a +1 to AC and saving throws, which is now gone.
Now he owes us a cloak of protection.
So
damn right.
as that happens, he's just like, I'm sorry, everybody, your wand's done. And he hands it over. It's like, I'm just gonna, and he disappears.
You, I scream actually like petulant child scream.
As that happens, you get a bunch of people coming with like tattered clothes, ripped up everything, and they're just like, I know, bud, I know, I know, and they all like are angry together.
Seethe as a bonus action.
Yeah,
Roll for hate.
Yeah, exactly.
okay, so out of game, this is Adam talking. I actually had a few offered Zircardin stones to Pigdin that he would make a bomb. So I had a feeling that you may have done it. So the moment that I didn't think you guys would come back, I thought like he would have enough time to test it so that you can come back and you can actually get this as an item.
I mean, we said 4 hours, so
we knew from the moment we heard about Pigdin that he was not the kind of guy that asked if things should be made, just if they could.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Unfortunately, he's that kind of
Sure.
guy.
These are facts.
So as you guys are heading out, you know, tail between your legs and really distraught about some of your magic items that are
get you another
destroyed.
cloak, bud. We will, I promise.
Just
Kind of mentioned. Technically, we got it for free because he left before I could give him a pearl.
So a couple of people actually tap you on the shoulder and say, it's like, if you're looking for any replacements, there's a really good commissary. You can find some things down there.
Did he leave that wand? We
check
came
it out.
back for that
No,
wand.
he gave it to us. He
He
gave
gave
it
it
to
to
us.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. He did.
Can I
So-
add? What am I adding to my inventory?
You have a wand of teleportation circle. It'll allow you to cast teleportation circle. It takes 1 hour to cast, but you're able to use that as your device.
Oh.
And I'll just say that I'll just remember that I have one with 5 charges and only 5 charges. That's teleportation.
That's word of recall. So teleportation circle only goes towards circles that are made. So think of like Stargate.
Again, that doesn't help us.
Guys, start
I know-
giving them addresses.
I know how it works. I'm just saying that that's not what we agreed on. Again, he gave us what we didn't agree on.
Pigdin, I'm really. I do never want to come back to this stupid floor.
So it's but teleportation circle. If there is a teleportation circle that you are aware of, in which you are aware of one, you're aware
I'm
of
aware
the
of
one.
at least 2. I'm aware
Right.
of 2.
You're at least
One
aware
that
of
we
at least
really
one.
need,
Right.
One's in the ruins right outside the city.
which recharges our
Craywold.
Bolga globe, which is good to have.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we're aware of the one outside the castle that we used.
That's
Correct.
correct.
Right. Yeah. So
But
we have
still,
2.
that's not what we agreed on.
I imagine there's one here in the tower somewhere.
Yeah, that's just the one that he made.
Oh,
so-
actually, Sage. I'm looking at my notes. It says Sage Winglas made a new teleportation circle near the ship. I don't know.
Oh, when
Yeah.
when they came to fix it.
When
Because he
Oh, yeah,
when
yeah.
you
he did.
crashed, like where it
Yeah.
crashed, not where it is.
Now where it is now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but that's another one we know of. So there are 3.
I mean, yeah, but that one's kind of in the middle of nowhere. As
I mean, that's
If we ever
technically
need
not
to
a
go to
I
the
think
middle of
that's
nowhere.
That's true. Just need to get out, you know.
Yeah,
That,
I'm gonna.
Why are we
unless
worried about
teleportation-
teleporting around if we just used our charge to put feet on the ship? Apparently, we're
Mhm.
taking the ship everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to say, everyone, that I'm going to use the wand of teleportation as an emergency thing when we're in a situation that we need to, get the fuck out. I'm going to
Sure.
name her Group Hug. So whenever we're in the middle of some shit and
Nice.
Kieran yells out Group Hug, that means everybody get to Kieran immediately.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Sounds good.
Great plan.
okay.
I want to go to the commissary and try and find a replacement cloak of protection, which is
Mhm.
probably not going to be cheap.
Okay. So as you go down to the commissary, you're noticing that this is sort of like a college bookstore. Your cloak of protection is
I
like,
get some merch.
yeah, it's pretty much a
I need
snuggie.
a hoodie.
But it's like a weighted snuggie. Is the best way to put it. But it has like BU on the front.
You know what? No, I'm not. No, Ren
Come on,
is not. Ren is that
Oh, yeah.
age where like he's trying to look cool, and
What if
won't
I-
be able to bring himself to do that.
What if I put like a sick patch over it?
Yeah, we can embroider.
Something like more evil.
Yeah.
No, Ren just like shakes his head and is like clearly sulking.
You
Like,
can
just
see
like,
one of the you can
not
see
saying
one of the
anything.
people that says, "Hey, bud, we just silkscreen that stuff. You can scrape it off with a razor." I do it all the time.
He's got those.
I hate that
He's got a
stuff.
bunch of those.
I hand him my fancy dagger. Like it'll make you feel better.
Ren just shakes his head and says, "I just want to be alone. Just it's fine."
Oh.
Then
Okay.
We
Ren
don't
just
really do that here.
Ren just
alone.
is, yeah. Ren just becomes more emo.
Privacy,
Slowly.
come on.
So
I-
as
I-
as that
yeah, I
happens,
asked
you
the
do look.
shopkeeper that. How much?
He says, "Oh, that one, just it's 500. It's a little expensive."
Here, I just pay for it.
I'm like, okay. Do you want me to scrape the?
Yes, please.
Okay, we have the tailoring in the back too.
Do you have any patches that we like options that we could put on for him? Like something a little edgy, just go through a phase.
Edgelord.
Gotcha.
Not fake.
Ren's not even here. He just like left. He's like sitting
I know.
outside.
So
That's why I'm saying it.
as you
I-
go towards the
I
back
got
and you're
one.
trying. So as you go towards the back and you're trying to find somewhere, it's just like to go and sulk and
Yeah.
be emo. It's something that's labeled as the pavilion. And as you get there, it is. It looks sort of like one of those like solarium tents. Has no solid sides. It's just the kind of flap and it's open, but it's a little bit dark inside. So-
Okay.
But it's private, and it's dark, and it's a place for brooding. So
Perfect.
you
Exactly
go in.
what he's looking for right
You
now.
go inside, and it is completely quiet in here. And you notice just this tiny little, what looks like a pen that's floating in the very middle of it. And it's kind of, it distorts the air just a little bit.
Cool. Well, this is a distraction, so I'll go check this out. Yeah. What is? Can I just try to grab at it?
Sure. You grab at it, and the moment that happens, you're back in the, what looks like the back corner of the, of the shop. And there's nothing made. There's no merchandise there. It's just there. And that's just when you're holding it. You let it go, and you're back in that same sort of solarium pavilion again.
Wait, when I'm holding it, I'm where exactly?
When you're holding it, you're literally in the back corner. You can see everybody else like in the rest of the shop. And they're all looking around, and then you release it again. And then you're back in that solarium where it's dark and quiet.
Weird. Strange. Can I grab it again and see like can I hear things that are happening, or is it just like sight?
When you grab it, you
Yeah.
can hear everybody, you can see everybody, and everything is just fine. You let it go,
Right.
and then You can hear
While I'm
nothing, see nothing.
Yeah, while I'm holding onto it, can I like try to move around some way, or is it just like
You
I
do
feel
so.
like I'm stuck?
No, you
Oh.
you hold it and you move around. You have no problem moving your arm.
Well, I mean, like walking. Like, can I walk forward? Like, interesting. Do people like see me or interact with me, or am I just like?
I mean, people are looking back towards you, and for a second after you let it go, everyone's like. But then you grab it again, and I was like, "Oh hey."
Weird. I'm gonna identify this thing.
Okay. Spend a little bit of time to identify. This is called a pavilion. What this does is anything within 10 feet, so a 5-foot diameter of this, or sorry, a 5-foot radius of this object becomes completely obfuscated by anybody else who sees it. That is auditory and visual.
Oh,
You know, a pavilion is another word for gazebo.
I was just about to say. Interesting, huh?
And it
Okay.
comes full circle.
Always. It
Like
always
gazebos
does.
usually do.
Indeed.
Yes.
Oh boy.
The true faith.
Cool. I'll kind of shrug and I'll just let go and leave it there. I'm still moping.
Okay, are you sure you want to do that? Totally sure?
Oh no.
Well, now when you say it like that, no, maybe
God.
not.
Okay.
This looks like it's something that they're selling here at the store thing.
Everything else has a pretty big, gaudy price tag on it. This is just there.
Oh, cool. Can I like just take it then?
Oh God.
You can do anything in this world. It's fantasy.
Cool. I
And the
take
funny
it.
part is, if you take
I
it,
prepare a first aid kit.
Roll for crime.
Okay,
I mean, I want to try and pocket it, like not like trying to be unobtrusive about it.
No, it's fine. It's the size of a pen, so you just put it into your pocket.
Right. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Cool. I do so.
Okay, you do so.
Yeah.
As that happens, and a little bit of time goes by, you notice that out the one corner of your eye, you see what looks to be like a guy and a girl that are just like in the middle of figuring out where their like hideaway went. And you can see like the guy has like a bunch of lipstick like smeared all over his face, and the girl's hair is tousled, and they're like,
kind of smile. But I'm not gonna say anything.
Mm-hmm.
okay. As that happens, they both kind of just like, and then they like scurry out the side of the door.
Sweet. Cool. I keep this then.
Okay. So after a little bit of time comes by, this person comes back and they're just like, okay, so I used to have this at the same time, but this is one of my my favorite bards. This is Jiminy Pain Pocket, and you see like the big thing on the back is just like this. What looks like this crying clown visage, like somebody pressed it along their face, but he's also like riding this big like little dragon that also looks depressed, going down in a spiral, going through a whole bunch of ice storms, and it's a really big thing on the back. He dyed the entire thing black. It all looks to be like creased with different bits of buckles and leather coming down the side. And you feel along the side, it still feels really fuzzy, and it still feels super comfortable, but it's glamored to look as though it was straight out of a Blade movie.
Nice.
I'm. I don't even have words
Like, I'm holding it really
for
earnestly.
what this image is in my mind, and
Speed.
Is this better, buddy?
He loves it so much he can't talk. I go put it on.
like I'm gonna I push Kieran away and just say I appreciate it, like I really appreciate the attempt, but like no.
Okay.
Just
What if
like
I give you
no.
I'll give you
No,
my.
I don't want your stuff. It's fine. I just want my sadness. That's what I want.
My cloak
I
will be my
already
set.
have
I
that.
just want to be sad, and this will fuel my desire to, I'll find another cloak somewhere else. It's fine. It's really cool. I appreciate you all really trying. I appreciate it, but I'm good. Thank you.
Well,
Thanks.
well, I spent 500 on this thing. So anybody else need a cloak of protection?
Oh my god, you spent $500 on that?
I bought it for you.
So
And like,
Well,
really?
I appreciate that, but like,
I bought it for you.
well,
So-
I mean, you can still wear it, right?
you
liked
hear
it,
you hear the guy behind the counter say, "It's like, just put it on him. Trust me, he'll change his mind."
I'll shove it on him.
Okay, so as that happens, he puts it on you. And have you ever had like those super soft, like fleece alpaca blankets before?
Oh,
It's like
yes,
the moment
I
that they put it on you, you feel like super warm and really comfortable and safe, and you also look really badass on the outside, and you're just like,
It is warm. It is warm.
Don't
You
like
look so handsome.
it for a little while. If you don't like it, we can always, do something else.
I'm not gonna get out of here without wearing this, am I?
No.
Okay,
As I jostle my wallet.
cool. I will smile broadly and just say, "Thanks, guys. I love it." I'll put it on. Snuggle myself up in it.
okay, it's incredibly comfortable.
I'm sure. I'm sure it's very, very nice.
All right, so after you guys head out just a little bit of the glamour does fade, but the dye stays. So it is a black cloak. The interior is very warm, but what is different from this cloak than your last one? This one is waterproof, and there's also
that's nice.
small pockets.
Oh,
It has
cool.
pockets.
That's very nice, actually.
this one was gonna say.
Cloaks with pockets are very nice.
So this is a Bolgan University protection cloak of protection. This one gives you advantage on sleight of hand checks when stealing items that are smaller than 6 inches.
Very specific.
Say BU cloak. How do I customize this to let that show?
I worked in my
Created-
school's bookstore when I went to college, and everyone would steal anything that was less than 6 inches. And they would do that by buying a sweatshirt and then stealing like $400 worth of stationery
Good lord.
by putting it
Shoving
in the
full
sweatshirt.
pens.
Yeah.
By the way, how many charges does our teleportation circle wand have?
On?
Recharges every week.
Just
Three
one
charges.
charge.
That's something. That's better. Yeah.
How many did you say?
One charge. It
One charge
recharges
per-
every week.
Oh boy.
And we have 5 word recalls.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's actually not bad.
Yeah, we're all right.
You guys kind of made out like bandits on this one. This is pretty
Yeah.
good, especially
yeah,
for
I'll
level
say.
for
Oh,
bunch of
yeah.
level 7s.
We're doing everything to avoid having a wizard, but try to have all the wizard spells.
Right. Exactly.
And cleric.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
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 Okay.
All
So,
right.
is there anything else you guys are looking for in the commissary?
Nah.
All right.
Oh, is the thing I stole? Is that in D&D Beyond or not? At the moment.
Not yet. I kind of.
That's fine. I just
Are you
wanted to
gonna
double
try
check.
stealing something?
You've been
before we leave?
justifiably busy.
No, I
No,
already
it's
stole something before I even got the
Oh.
cloak. So
But
I'm
now
gonna
you
give
have
it a-
advantage. You could steal something else.
That's true, but we've already made out like bandits. So
Yep.
do it again, and I'm gonna get caught and punished. So I'm gonna find somewhere else to try this.
Prudent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you head down to the ground floor, everything is as normal. You can see a lot of the different artificers that are coming down from the 33rd floor at the same time. Every single one of them is fuming furious. You see Sage Winglas down there also trying to calm them all down and saying, I know, I'm sorry. We'll get it all repaired. We'll get it all fixed. Don't worry. We're not going to charge you for the materials. Sorry about that. And he's like trying to quell them all, but it's a cacophony. And honestly, what he's saying sounds so mechanical that he probably has to apologize about this a lot.
I mean, that surprises no one.
Yeah,
All right, so are you all heading out?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm stepping away to feed the dog, but whatever, I just want to make sure whatever we montaged was selling some of those parts and getting Snell's her fancy shield.
No worries. I know that why don't we take just a quick break? You know, just a few minutes, go grab a drink and use the restroom, that kind of thing.
Sure.
That
Okay.
works.
Yeah, so let's take like 5 minutes, and I'll be here in just a bit. I'm just gonna go grab a drink, and yeah, you
I'm gonna
guys
take
go
my
ahead
dog out.
You guys go ahead and do your thing. Most of this is gonna be a little bit of montage until you decide the location you're gonna go to, and then maybe combat, depending on how and where you decide to go. All right. Gonna run a 180-second ad break. Please enjoy whoever's ads we're doing right now. Want a break?
Everyone left.
Hi, friends.
Hi.
Hola.
I love Pigdin so much.
Yeah, I know there was some chaos, but it's all intended for good fun.
Oh yeah, now we have a gazebo. We didn't actually give him the pearl, so he can't make another one of those bombs at the moment. It's great. Okay, so we're gonna get
You
Snell's
roll
her
that.
thing. And why does that sound so familiar? H. Okay, that's why. There are two plot hooks leading us to the Underdark now. Okay. I got you. Or we just become sky pirates.
Well, we're doing all of that.
Yeah.
Multitask.
Fantasy world.
We go full chaotic evil and just drop bombs made by Pigdin from the sky.
Wow, that sounds. Wow. No, he should make more bombs. That is a good
Yeah.
idea. We can have
He can
we can
become our
have
arms dealer.
the carded stone balls that we can put into our arcane cannons. Well, actually, no, that wouldn't work.
That would work.
We could wrap them in something like lead, and then fire them. They explode. Something like that.
Or you can wrap them in the shells of flail snails.
That too. Even better.
Also, don't forget that you have the flail snail stuff. And we're back in 3, 2, 1.
If we make a shield out of the flail snail shell, it'll give resistance to magic damage.
Not resistance to magic damage. I think you get advantage on magic saving throws. So the flail snail shell can help you, is one of the key components in making an anti-magic shield.
I'm adding to my inventory a wand of teleportation and a wand of teleportation circle that I just literally made.
Sweet. Thank you very, very much for doing that for me.
Problemo. I can make it work.
Oh, yay! Snow's here.
What?
The snow's here.
Oh.
I love the snow. I'm weird like that.
Weird.
Yeah, because you don't have to shovel it.
It's very true.
Is what Ryan said in the other room.
Yeah. It's bad because I really do want, backyard, all that kind of thing, same picket fence. I just don't want to have to do any of the yard work.
Yeah.
I don't want any of the labor pains. I just want the baby. Like that kind of thing. It's one of the funniest, especially in my career, I think it's one of the funniest lines from a movie. It's like, I don't want the labor pains. I just want the baby. Why isn't my hotel built yet? It's like they're just seeing like a skeleton of this thing. It's just the iron is up. It's like, well, because it's been 2 months, sir. Asa, are you okay with the way that went?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, just making sure.
No, I'm playing Ren, so Ren has to be a little, he's got to be kind of like the best way to phrase it. He's got to be how he is, which is a child, an edgy, unnecessary child about it. So trust me, I'm completely fine with it. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we're starting to get everybody else back in. So now
Ryan went to the store.
Totally fine. So now that we have the Master of Coin, are you all going to montage your sales?
Please.
Okay. What are you trying to get rid of?
Well, we need enough hide, dragon leather for Snels to get her fancy shield. And let's see, we have 2 fangs, 14 yards of leather, 23 teeth, 36 scales, 1 claw, and 6 catoblepas tusks.
The Catoblepas tusks will actually go for a decent amount. They're about 100 gold each.
Okay, so that's 600.
You're trying to just make the one shield, and it's black dragon skin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to take 5 yards, 5 square yards of that. It's going to cost 200 gold, but you are going to be able to get it, and it's going to give you advantage on saving throws against acid damage.
Okay, so that's for Snels.
Okay. And is that
So
a
then
thing that's in the world that I can add to my equipment?
It isn't, so we're going to have to you can customize it so that it gives you that that benefit.
Okay.
So that leaves us with 9 yards of leather, and then a bunch of teeth, fangs, scales, and a claw.
The teeth go for a decent amount. The teeth go for about 50 gold each.
So that would be 2,300 divided by 2 would be 1,250. Yep.
The fangs can be turned into weapons if that's something that you wish. So you can have like a dragon fang dagger or short sword.
Ooh.
The dragon.
I'm cool.
The dragon.
Does the dragon fang dagger do anything?
It has the potential of being enchanted. So
I'll
it
leave
would
that
have
to the
the
group.
it would have the potential. So if you just use like regular steel and then you enchanted that, if I gave you like the, let's say, Flame Tongue enchantment or something like that.
Mhm.
If it wasn't a dragon tooth weapon, it'd be a G4 extra. If it's a dragon tooth weapon, that's higher dice, so it'd be a D6.
Cool. Okay, so let's hold on to the fangs. Maybe someone wants something cool.
The dragon
so
teeth
we got-
would be like the tip of an arrow or something like that.
Yeah, we'll sell those, I think. That way we all split this. Then we got scales and a claw.
How many scales?
36.
And those scales are green dragon?
They are black still. All of this was from the most recent dragon fight.
Most of the scales were carved and were carved ritualistically, so they were mostly useless.
Oh,
The green dragon, though, I don't believe you guys sold any of those things yet.
I think we did because I have black on my notes here.
Okay, we'll just say that you have 36 black. You will be able to make medium armor and below. Heavy armor takes 50 scales.
By the way, guys, I just came in from outside and it's just barely starting to snow.
Oh, blizzard is beginning.
Yeah.
All right, so if they're not useful for sale because of the carving, but they could be turned into armor, then whoever our squishier ones are maybe can use it. So
Well,
I won't.
They could potentially be used for sale, but they could potentially be used for armor as well. So it depends on how you want to use them. For sale,
Okay.
each one of them is going to go for about 30 gold each.
Okay, so let's hang on to those for a moment, and we'll see what the group wants to do. Leave it, Lulu. The teeth, I say we sell. We have 9 yards of the leather left. And the fangs we're going to keep for the moment. Some scales. And then a claw.
The claw was the thing that was destroyed.
Oh, yes, it was. Okay, let's take that off the list. Oops. Okay, so then that means the total sale price so far is $18.50. And where is numbers? Load faster, please. Why is everything frozen? 1850 divided by 7.
Because
Okay,
it's
everyone gets to
snowing
add another
outside.
264.
264?
64. And I'll say it again when the others are back.
That's gold.
Gold.
Platinum.
Gold!
Yes, 264 platinum for everyone.
Yeah,
Cool. Yay.
finally, we're rich.
Mm-hmm. And you're getting your shield. Okay, cool. So we have the scary pearl, hold on to the fangs, got some leather left, and the scales maybe, and the tusks are gone. Cool. I am up to date. And maybe we go to the Underdark. Hi, Muffin. Why are you barking, huh? Do you want to play Dungeons and
The
Dragons?
handle's pushed to the right.
Do you want to play Dungeons and Dragons? Do you want to be our cleric?
Do you want to be our cleric?
I don't know. What's a class that does a lot of biting? That's what she would be good at. She's
Barbarian, I
teaming
guess.
Hardcore right now.
Just
No,
primal
there's-
savagery.
I have a course, or I have a class for dogs.
Ooh.
Lycos.
Ooh.
It's just Pugmire, pretty much.
Wait, you're in crafting magic item?
Yeah, you can make your own based on our parameters that we talked about in game. It just streamlines
Yeah.
so that you don't have to wait on me.
Where did I put that stick you like? Here it is.
Ryan, are you able to look at my homebrew stuff?
Here. Here. this
So
is,
D&D Beyond finally, one of the mods finally said that if you turn on content sharing, it's omnidirectional. So that's the issue. So that's why me and Asa and Adam's games all bleed over to each other's D&D Beyond, because by having it turned on to let people use the class options, it turns on all of our homebrew that any of us have added, not just the DM.
Huh.
Just look for
I was just asking.
look for the author whenever you're looking through whatever that is.
Yeah.
By the
I
way,
was just asking because my. Oh, go ahead.
did one of you create the spell Og?
I downloaded it from someone, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Crowd control's
So
awesome.
yeah, that's not one of mine.
That sounds awesome.
Oh,
I
I was
did
asking
create
'cause
Radiant
I-
Hair Flip because of Raleigh.
Yes,
Ooh.
because I made the one,
Nice.
but it's not showing the charges. I'm assuming it's just going to update at a later point, or else I made it wrong.
Oh,
I can
sometimes
take
when
a
you're
look.
making an item, it does get cached for 15 minutes in their server.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if you made it and then you edited it, sometimes, well, most like 90% of the time it works right away for me, and sometimes you just have to walk away and wait for their server to catch.
For whoever, I see everyone's back. Whoever didn't do it yet, add 264 gold to your inventory. And we have enough fangs to make two like short swords or dagger kind of weapons that can be enchanted with some oomph. And we have enough scales to make a piece of medium armor if anyone's interested. Otherwise, we can sell these. I just
To
didn't want to make
Craywold.
that call for the group. Anybody
Separate
want?
sorted for armor.
Okay. Anybody want any of those things, or should we sell it all and cash out?
I can't use any of it, so
Just cash out.
Okay. Then,
Whatever.
okay, so 2 fangs, 9 yards of leather, and 36 scales are what's left.
cool.
Is that what we're supposed to make our furniture out of?
I think we can
Did this become HGTV challenge?
Yes. Adam, claw.
Is our bow a fixer-upper?
Sorry, fangs, leather, and scales.
Our
What are
bow is
the
awesome.
gold values? And I'll just do the multiplication.
Our boat is shabby.
Fangs are 25 each. Scales are 30 each.
25. Scale equals 30. And the yards of leather.
1 yard is 35.
35. Okay.
Mo
so
money, mo money,
one
mo money.
second. We got 2 of those, so that's 50. We've got 36 times 30 is 1,080. 080. Leather 35 times 9 plus 1080 plus 50 equals divide by 7. Okay, so aside, did everyone do your 264 already?
Yep.
All right,
Yes,
everyone now add 206
Nice.
Can you say that again?
Rich.
gold.
206? 206 gold.
206. And we have sold everything, and we've used the few bits that we wanted to.
Now we can sell some of the animals and we'll be all good.
Okay, we're all good in the hood.
Is Roscoe training his blink dog yet?
What'd you say?
Are you training this blink dog yet? We have a blink dog. I think that's an untapped resource.
Yeah, we have a lot of.
A lot of stuff still.
Yep.
I feel like the
And-
blink dog is an untapped resource, though.
And as far as plot hooks go, we now have 2 things that are leading us toward the Underdark, or we can just become sky pirates.
I mean, Underdark sounds interesting for sure. I'm
Let me show you my
potentially on
home.
board for that. Yeah.
I think while we have the Underdark gnome here, it would be good to check it out.
Yeah.
We're going to
You
the
said
first or we're going to Underdark first?
Yeah. Do we want to? Yeah, as you
Where do we get to the Underdark? So
Yeah,
Down.
there's
The tunnel?
just anywhere?
She's gonna.
Yeah.
We're gonna. Are we? Well, I think we're gonna sacrifice one slot of the teleportation, and she's gonna jet us to the man of steel.
we have
Man, oh,
we
that-
know of a gateway under Rasfelger Peaks in Numbisun.
So we could do that, but remember that means that it takes a week for that to recharge. So we are committing to a full week in the Underdark.
No,
Not
we
if
have-
we use Word of Recall as well. So
Oh, I
No,
see.
we have one wand that recharges once a week. That's teleportation
Right,
circle.
yeah.
We technically only have 2 destinations that we can use for that.
Gotcha.
The other
Okay.
one has 5 charges and only 5 charges.
Understood.
So we can use the ship though to get, because that'll be quick. If we use the
Yeah.
ship to get to wherever it is. We don't
Sure.
need to use but we can use the wand to get to the ship, or we can take 3 days to go to Craywold.
Yeah, I mean, let's go. I also want to check out our ship.
I want to see the
spent a
ship.
lot of
I want to
time
see
in
these
this,
weird
yeah.
baby legs that you
Yeah,
put
let's
on
see
it.
these legs.
Yeah, let's see.
Show us dumb leg.
So
Sure,
Adam,
like-
I'm sure you're probably just going to say okay, but
Yeah.
are we using the wand, or are we walking? By the way, did we establish that?
Okay.
He
Sorry.
said the thing.
Well, it's still 3 days till the ship is ready, is what Pigdin said. So I thought we figured by the time we walk there, it'll be ready.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's do that. There we go.
Yeah. works for me.
Cool.
Off we go.
So you're going to Craywold?
Yes, sir.
Let's
Back
do
where
it.
it all began.
Yep.
Back.
Okay. Yep. And hopefully for anybody who's watching the stream, this is usually where everybody starts, is in North Rondon. So, you all, are you all walking?
We're
Probably, yeah.
shunting. We're
With our-
sessioning.
Well, I imagine Kieran's riding the unicorn, and the rest of us have to walk.
Well, I'm riding my broom of flying, probably.
Oh yeah. You should probably give that broom to the unicorn so it knows what it's like to fly.
Wow.
As much as I'd
Wow.
love to.
That's
but-
wow.
Too soon.
That's just
Yeah.
not cool, dude.
Nope. Eee, that doesn't work. So as you're going through, and as you're taking your time, there is a heavy guard presence here, a heavy Orthrondon military presence along this road. You can tell because there's currently the power shift that is happening there. So as you are making your way all the way down, eventually you find the same coastal city of Craywold that you had liberated once before.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Craywold.
So as you come across Craywold, you see the same Raxbillow, Umberhold, and Nobleze sigils that are streaming high. The Temple of Ayun is currently under construction, and you're seeing that there is a new set of nobility that has just been, a new set of council members that have just been added in.
Ooh.
So as you go through, you eventually go through familiar Arkwright's Lane, through to the Blue Brick Bazaar, remembering the Phase Spirit, and seeing Morty, the massive... Yes? Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought somebody was saying something to me and it was just crackle. So...
That's like,
as you pass by, you see a lot of familiar faces. They all give you big hugs. You find the husband's lament on the side, seemingly just as busy as it was before. And eventually you come across Celebrity, her father Galengald, and his wife Elian, now sweetly embracing along their property next to the Soul Grove, overlooking the coast.
Aww.
As eventually you come to your ship, as you see the Rogue's Bastion parked in the middle of the this location, you're seeing that there's a couple people that are working on it. There's a few people that are going. I am so sorry.
It's Ryan. You're doing something with your mic
I
or
think
something.
someone's mic is rubbing against fabric.
Oh, is it me? My bad.
Yeah.
My audio is so accelerated right now, so when that happened, I just heard zzz.
Provocative.
It sounded like that sound effect from Ren and Stimpy whenever somebody was like trying to do something sexy. It's like, you zzz. So,
Vindia, but go ahead.
you do pass by Vindia's vault as well. So, as you go through the rest of the city, I should ask, is there anywhere that you want to stop in? Okay.
Yes. I want to stop at the temple.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Which temple are you going into? The Temple of Shantae or the Temple of Ayun?
Well, I'm glad you asked because when we last left town, only one of them was still standing. The other one was in ruin. So I kind of want to see what's going on with the Temple of Shantae, right, that had collapsed. But then eventually I want to talk to some of the paladins at the Temple of Ayun where I took my oath.
I forget. You all were the first ones that I changed the temples from being destroyed. That's right. So
Because we're the OG.
You're the OGs. That's right. So the Temple of Shantae was destroyed in yours. Thank you very much, Exactly 10 Chicken Nuggets, for remembering that because she's been through this same start of her campaign too. So
Thanks for the sub. Exactly 10 chicken nuggets.
yeah. So as you guys are going through, you happen to notice that that the Temple of Shantae is under construction, and for the most part, it's mostly done. The roof is set. The main chamber is mostly placed in, but the scaffolding is still around. There's still a lot of work left to do, but there's a lot of work that has been done. You can see that those who used to be of House Onyxbeard are now in Umberhold colors, and they're also in another color that you're not familiar with, but a lot of the stonemasons seem to be doing that. And you also notice that there's a lot of homes and a lot of structures that have been started, built, and moved and made better. So, are you all going into the temple?
I would assume that, it's great to see that the Temple of Shantae is being rebuilt. I don't want to speak for everybody, but for Shepard, I kind of assume the Umberholts are taking care of it and seeing those colors and remembering Salvery was attached to that temple when we first met her. It's neat to see that they're doing something about it, but I figure there's probably in better hands than I could contribute, and I just want to go to Ayun and check in with those paladins over there.
Okay, so you're going to go to the Temple of Ayun instead.
Yep.
Is everybody else going with?
Sure. I'll go with my godson.
Yeah, I'm following.
Sure, why not?
Okay. This is what my favorite part.
Great, we're gonna fight someone.
You entered the
Remember
temple
Steve was
roll
here?
initiative.
Wasn't that his name? The librarian guy was named Steve?
Yep.
Or was it Erwin?
Steve Irwin, yes.
Irwin. Erwin is the archivist, and Steve is the
Okay.
one who is always there with you all. He's the very helpful one.
He's the one that they call Steve.
It's true.
The Cloak of Steve.
So, as you walk into the temple, Shepard, your body starts feeling strange, and it's the same thing you started feeling before. Ren, you start feeling it too. The brand on your chest,
Here we go again.
and the rest of your body starts to tense, and you feel something's really wrong.
Oh no.
The rest of you feel
Something's
the
really
exact.
wrong.
The rest of you feel the same way. Something is very wrong. You have the sensation of, like, something is exactly.
Yeah, Sadie.
Sadie?
What's wrong, girl?
Oh, do you
You're
sense
not
something's wrong
the.
as well?
You're
Just
not the
trying to warn
only. That's not the only dog that does this. Every time I make a tense moment, and they start to verbalize.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel like I have a power here. So,
You sense it?
Oh,
oh, hello, you Spurky. Spurky? Spurky? Spurky?
Yep, okay.
Yipperkin.
I think we've gotten every pet
Yuna.
except Rudy and Bun Bun this
Yes,
episode.
Yuna.
Yuna.
Want to say hi, Yuna?
Hello, you know.
Rosalie's computer just crashed, by the way.
Just wanna...
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Is that why she looks so cool?
I thought she was just
I
very
thought
chill.
she just looked
She
super
looks so
chill.
relax.
She looks super chill right now. It's true.
I'm bothered
That
by
brownie
everything.
Okay, let me go grab your tokens really quick.
Oh
Okay,
no.
you know, I was joking when I said we're about to fight.
This is what you do when you go to church,
I was
wasn't.
literally
especially
joking.
when you bring Ren.
It's a good thing we all went. Otherwise, like I'd be having tea with my pirate friends, and
Exactly.
As
Why
you
don't
walk
stay-
in, you watch the world around you start to shift and shimmer, and it almost feels like something is slowly bending the rifts around you, and you feel yourself being pulled to a new location.
Oh no. Oh no.
You're inside of a dark, cavernous place. In front of you is a home. There are benches. There are 4 lit lanterns. And there's an open doorway in front of you. This open doorway, however, is pitch black and looks as though there's a cloud of smoke in front of it. The doorway being right here.
Okay.
Didn't want to interrupt, but just want to let the other players know, don't look at the Twitch stream because you can see all of it on the Twitch. I didn't look long enough to recognize anything. I just saw that you could see it.
That's fine. You've
Oh, so
never
you're
seen this
cheating.
map
Okay.
before.
Alright.
And that's not going to save you.
Yeah, I did think so.
All right.
I wouldn't say that to any other
Shepard?
players but you guys, because I love you so much.
I'm gonna say, Shepard, what's going on?
Oh, this is just one of those trans-dimensional, instantly sucked somewhere else things you hear about.
Oh.
Cool.
Yeah, we. heard
And I'm
something
looking
about
at
that.
Kumith and Snels and Ren. Like we've been here before. I mean, not here, but like this sensation.
Metaphorically, here.
I think Roscoe too one time.
Is this like one of those 3 times this last week I saw hell?
Yeah,
I'm still
yeah.
not over
Something like
that.
This feels a lot more personal, whereas yours was kind of just like a general, everybody's inevitable sort of thing.
Ah, okay.
But usually, there's been a temple somewhere in one of these places, so I guess let's look around.
Okay.
I'm all for heading in the doorway, but if somebody wants to case around outside, go for it.
Did you? So this, I'm just pinging. That's the doorway. That's completely dark.
Yes.
Okay. So first things first, I'm gonna try my fancy spying ring, and project the 15 feet out and see if I can perceive with that.
Okay. You send the fancy ring in, and it's pitch black.
Okay. While in fancy ring mode, I will trigger my magical true sight.
Okay. You transfer the magic true sight, and you see that the entirety of this location is the Temple of Ayun that you were once in. You see yourself looking at yourself, and you are locked into a single position. You're staring forward. And it looks like you're stopped almost in time.
Okay, guys. So some
a lot
trippy
of
shit.
So a lot of you are like in the middle of stride as you're looking in. Some of you are in the middle of conversation, and that's what you see as you use True Sight.
Okay, relaying all that.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in front of us,
Yeah.
heading towards where we are. Did I get that right?
Can we, Shepard or Roscoe, or well, I guess Shepard, since you're the sort of light bringer here, you try lifting one of those lanterns?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, the lanterns are massive, so think about like those
Oh.
big, tall, like heat lamps, that,
Okay.
like
That was
fire
part of
things
my
outside of restaurants, like that kind of thing.
Okay, so they're more like brazy.
So when I realize that it's pretty hefty, I'll just touch it and cast light on it.
Okay.
in the place where you'd normally expect light to come from.
And as you do, you watch as the thing that has light within it, it almost bubbles, and it looks like kind of like lava lamp juice that starts coming from the side. And as you do that to one, all four light up.
Nice.
As you do
You don't
that,
happen to
so as you do that, the darkness lifts.
Ooh.
Inside, you see a tiger skin rug
A tiger skin rug.
and a bell over top of it, with two doors, one to the north, one to the south.
The ritual to summon Joe Exotic.
Oh no. Yep, here we go. Adam, you knew this was gonna happen. Like,
No,
yeah,
I-
you don't. No, you don't.
I made this map so
this was
long
his
ago.
plan all along. The pardon was a red herring.
I'd like to try something I've never done before,
What's that?
but thanks to our gracious DM, I have a staff of the woodland. So I'd like to go to this plant that's right next to the lantern and tap it with the staff and cast Awaken on it.
Ooh.
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 So now this plant has 10 intelligence and can move.
Wow.
Okay.
Very fantasia.
As that
And
happens,
I just want to we
you
can
t-
question it.
you try to tap the lamp, or sorry, you try to tap the plant, and your staff goes completely through it. You do not expend the spell, but it appears that this is not actually there.
Interesting.
Oh.
Can I try to touch it with my normal hand? Does my hand also pass through it?
It passes through, but
Yep.
there is resistance there. It actually does feel like you're touching something, but
Interesting.
But when he pulls his hand back, he still has his hand, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Just
Well,
one
because
splinter.
exactly.
there's spheres of annihilation in this game.
That's what I was
Those
just
are
thinking. I'm
scary.
like flashbacks of Tomb of Horror.
Yeah,
Into
exactly.
the Dark Door, and that's
Or
just
when
it.
you turned into a ficus.
That was fun.
That could still happen. So your hand
Go for it.
passes through, and as it passes through, it gets kind of moist and a little sticky.
No thanks.
Okay.
Oh.
I make a face and I wipe my hand on my new cloak, and just say, "Okay, this is weird. Do we want to go into this place at all? Can we just leave? It doesn't seem like we could just take off. So, what's our plan
Usually the
here?
only way out is through. So I'll put the staff away and draw Clarence's tear, and then kind of make my way in front of everybody and come in to look at this bell.
Okay. As you step onto or are you going to step onto the rug? Or are you staying away from it? Or are you just going to check out the bell
Yeah,
from
I'll
afar?
step onto the rug. I'm not going to touch the bell, but I'm going to get as close as I can and check it out.
As you step on the rug, you hear like this deep squish, and it feels like you're stepping into like a
Ew.
muddy water.
Ew.
I'm looking at my nature-related companions. Like, is this what usually happens when you skin something?
Not if you do it the right way.
How many wrong ways could lead to it doing this?
Yeah.
Well,
Adam,
there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat.
Nice.
I am Adam.
I am going to use my ghostly gaze ability. So basically, once per short rest, I can gain the ability to see through solid objects with dark vision to a range of 30 feet for about 1 minute. So I'm going to initiate that as I step in with Shepard and just kind of see what's around me with this.
Got it. And it's within 30 feet?
Yes, within 30 feet. I'll make a radius around myself.
Yeah, if you'd be so kind. Did somebody's
Yeah.
video drop out?
Yeah,
Rosie's
her
computer crashed again.
Rosalie's computer.
Let's
Okay,
do a different
understood.
color than red. Let's do
No, that's
something a
fine.
little light.
Oh, that's extra ominous.
Yeah, let's do like a gray or something like that. There we go.
Hello,
Makes it a-
hello, small dog. We're on a dungeon dive.
Wow. Is that
Death
your rating?
approaches.
So far, this is church.
Yeah, so I will. This is radius. 30-foot
There you go.
radius. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I will begin to describe the rooms that are adjacent to us that we could be heading into. The fact that I see some kind of kitchen thing next to us, as well as, rooms with multiple kind of arcane-looking circles, some suits of armor, perhaps. But I can't really see anything else, I'm assuming, besides the things I see on the screen right now.
Yep, you can't really see much else.
Cool. So I'm describing this to people as my eyes kind of glow this greenish, the same kind of green as my stone, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not the same kind, so don't think it's one of the same sort of cool things. But it is a green magic circle.
Yeah, cool. So we'll say green magic circle on our right, blue circle thing on our left, as well as a kitchen kind of area. Potentially another kind of. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, still doesn't exactly answer which way we should go. So what are people thinking?
Well, I want to investigate the bell, but did anybody not dump intelligence and can beat my +3?
To investigate the bell
No,
for you.
absolutely not.
And I have a +5 to investigation, so I'll happily investigate.
Yeah, mine's a +4.
I'll
Look at you,
Yeah,
smart
so-
pants.
I'll investigate. I'll clap Shepard on the back and say, I got this. And I'll make an investigation check.
All
as I
right,
look
make
at
that
this bell.
investigation check, please.
15.
Okay. As you look at the bell, you can clearly see that it is written in a language that you're not really familiar with, but it seems strange that it would be here. It's written in Celestial.
Interesting. So I will say there's some Celestial here. Does anyone read this?
Does anyone?
I mean, I'm sure Kieran has like.
I mean,
hoity-toity
if only
versions
we
of
had
that
someone
field,
here
but I
who
don't
could.
know.
Yeah. I wish I knew someone who could read Celestial. If only we had
Oh,
them in our party.
I look at Shepard.
Oh, by all way, my liege.
That's all you, dude. You're not fooling anybody. Go ahead and read it.
All right, yeah. Then I'll look at what Ren's pointing at and I'll read it out loud for everybody.
It says, "Welcome, Seeker. The torch is yours. Help us. Cleanse us."
Oh dear.
Oh, nice. Do I see any literal torches around?
Mm-mm.
All right, who's up for some cleanse?
Whoa. Now, wait a minute. What are we talking about here? What are you getting us into, Shepard? What?
You've been through
what
this
Templar
before.
shit
You
are
had
we
the
having?
cheese. You fought the flame. Like, let's go.
Are we
talking
doing
about
this
ripping up
again?
your demons. That's what we're talking about.
This is why we needed this iron flask. That's all I'm saying. All right. Lead the way.
I'm thinking I
Yes.
should ring the bell. I mean, you don't put a bell here if a sign would work.
I mean, I can't really fault that logic. So, I mean, go right ahead. I'm going to get ready to catch Eldritch Blast.
All right,
Blast.
then yeah, I'll make a fist and knock on the bell to ring.
I
Okay.
don't think I didn't see that.
Hmm?
Don't think I didn't see that in the corner over there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I didn't.
So you just hear a boom, and it's almost like it's like slows down, or the sound wavelength goes lower and lower and lower until it's very hard to hear. But you all feel it vibrate within your bodies. As that happens, the sort of etherealness that was tying you for a little bit subsides. And you're now able to move around much more freely. And you're able to see much more clearly.
Oh, we're more firmly grounded now. More firmly grounded. Cool.
Yes.
All right. I guess on to the next room. We got 2 doors here. Any preference? Anything look better?
There's a big glowing circle on our right. So if people are interested in potentially that danger, we could go
Yeah, I
right.
go over there. I definitely go over there.
I've heard that Kieran is in love with teleportation circles lately.
Yeah, you say this as he's already like opening the door.
Yeah, I'm confident he's just barged through.
Where would you like to
What
go?
do I-
All right, so we're going to the.
Yeah, door with the statue in it.
Okay. Because you walk across the rug, please roll me a perception check.
can do that.
Is that both of us or just him?
Any of you? So as you walk across the rug, you squish, and as you look down at your boots, you're seeing that a bunch of blood starts to rise through the carpet, and it starts to stain the bottom of your boots. And as that happens, you watch the blood seep back down into the tiger skin rug.
Oh boy.
Could I don't have prestidigitation. So
Not
as much
gonna
as
try to
Ren
awaken
appreciates, as much as Ren appreciates the aesthetics of blood-soaked boots, he's gonna kind of look. Am I now leaving like footprints in blood or something?
You were, and then the footprints are slowly sinking back into the rug.
I
Does
don't
that
like this.
does that 30-foot vision follow you?
Yes, because it's my vision, so I see this way for a minute. So it shouldn't last for too much longer, but
That's fine. Let me just
let me know when to disable it.
That's fine.
Okay, so several statues in this next room. So prepare for whatever might occur, as well as a jewel room past that. Room with what looks like some lamps near that one. As well as looks like a nice study or library kind of thing. So this is going to be interesting, potentially. Everyone prepare for magic.
Okay.
This is helpful. How often have you watched us with these eyes, Ren?
I don't know what you're referring to. I don't know why you would think I would be using these eyes for anything other than our missions, but who's going first? Yeah.
Insight check.
Ren's eyes are watching you.
Special
I'll go
ops.
in and then I'll just slide to the left and not step on the circle.
Crisscross, and as you're going across,
dear.
the magic circle does not appear to be active. Just appears to be drawn on the ground. This room, however, kind of smells of what smells like rotten eggs and sulfur.
Great.
Ooh.
Something like we just
Again.
smelled before.
Just the cat of Bolga.
Sorry?
No, that's the smell of brimstone, buddy.
Yeah, but the claw had the same kind of smell, maybe? No?
No. This the one for the claw smelled a little bit more like gasoline, so it smelled way more acrid.
You guys are in the room now.
Yeah, I'm gonna move past Shepard, just still keeping to the edges of the room, away from these
Looking at
knights.
these,
Water in the water's fine.
do they look like statues, or do they look like golems, or do they look like they come to life?
They haven't yet, but
Yes to most of those, I guess.
I don't know. Our perception guy's still outside.
Ren, as you get a little bit closer, you notice that there appears to be some kind of... it looks almost like a woman in a bathing gown that is washing herself in the bathtub in the next room. But something's very off about her body. It looks like
boy.
she is blurred.
gotcha. I will.
Sasquatch.
You'll see me like.
It's for maintaining modesty.
Oh shit! I know whose house this is. This is Luigi's mansion.
Didn't bring my vacuum
yeah.
cleaner.
So Ren will pause and just say, in the room north of us, there appears to be a woman in there, but she seems a little blurry or off. I don't know, but there's someone in there. That's the only person I've seen so far.
Brandon, stop.
Shepard just nods and then cups his mouth, and he's like, "Hello, friend. We've come for the cleansing."
You can hear in the room. You can hear this in the room in the northeast. A very ghostly sound.
I think it's a ghost.
Yeah, you can hear almost like it's talking to you from a distance. Come here.
I don't want to do this. I would strongly advise you not to go to this voice that's asking you to come cleanse with it.
I mean, this kind of chills him. That Ren's like counseling conscience.
Yeah,
Like how bad's it
exactly.
gotta be?
Ren's like, it's pretty bad when Ren's like, hey, don't do this thing.
But what if
Spontaneously.
going down there lets us cast an additional spell each day?
Oh, jeez.
You see him like steeple his fingers and just say, "I will follow after you."
All right. Since the circle seems off, I'm gonna assume these are just like suits of armor that are on display, and I'm gonna go try to check out this crystal.
Okay. As you
Oh.
pass by each one of those,
Oh boy.
each one of those statues, you notice that there appears to be like the shadow and small reflection of eyes that are tracing you back and forth. But the statues do not move. Shepard, as you open the door, on the other side of it, you see a floating apparition.
Oh no!
Oh.
If only I'd walked like 5 feet.
You know what you have to do. And he immediately starts to attack you. So let me get everybody to please roll me initiative.
Yay!
Click your token.
Nels, did you bring the cheese plate?
Click your tokens!
Also, Nelson Kumith, I don't know if you guys are still actually outside or not. But that's where your
I'm on
tokens are.
my iPad. I don't really know how to roll.
Are you able to see? To see what's going on? Because we can also surrogately roll for you.
I cannot see the map. Oh wait, maybe I can. I'm just too zoomed in. Yeah, I can see the map.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Sorry, my computer's having a moment.
No problem whatsoever. Technology is the hardest part of D&D.
In case anyone was concerned, Roscoe has advantage on his initiative.
Yes, that's part of the revised Ranger.
Nice.
That's how he murders.
Just in case you were wondering.
Exactly. The murder's just given.
Dominic, Roscoe, Van Plymouth, Shepard, missing 2 more.
Kieran is 22.
Yeah, there's a roll for stealth.
Would somebody
Well,
please
I can
surrogate?
roll on my regular sheet, but I can't roll. I can't like click my sheet to get it to roll and roll. 20.
What's your initiative modifier?
I think +2. +2.
Okay, and then I'll pull up your
She
sheet
rolled
if
a-
you want.
She rolled a 12. I can actually see it in the game log.
Oh.
Her.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a
D&D Beyond.
game log now, in D&D Beyond that shows some people's rolls if they just do it with the in.
What's funky is like, how does the
Nice.
DM see that? Because they don't have a character.
Exactly. It's like, what is happening? How you do this?
Oh, yeah, I see that.
But you do it if
Shit.
you have an encounter sheet up that has that campaign selected, it comes up in that.
Oh, cool.
Which is interesting. Yeah, they're trying. They're putting some more functionality into it, but it's still a little clunky.
Neat.
Where's the game log?
Up
On
near
the-
where the campaign tab is,
on
where it
the
says
top right.
Realm. It's a little speech bubble thing you can click on, and it brings up game log. It only has one roll from Snells in it right now.
Yeah, but that's really cool.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
so if you want, roll things there, and we'll just deal with it.
Yeah, would you be so kind as to...
We'll just
you could just keep that up and just keep rolling from there then. I'm okay with that.
Okay, cool.
And then if one of you guys could just keep an eye on that game log so that we can get her rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Okay, so awesome. Thank you guys for working around that with me. All right, so first off, Dominic, you are up. You hear Shepard go, shit.
Oh boy, here we go. Okay, so I'm being attacked by my own little demon right now. Stop hitting me. Okay, so that's 30. So I'm gonna kind of run up here, see that, say, oh shit, and try and shoot it.
Fire shot.
Yep. Okay, I am not delicious, girl.
Debatable.
I kind of want to say something to that so bad, but I can't.
You want to say that he's a snack, right?
No, I would. I'll tell you guys after. All right, so you fire the shot. It definitely
That wouldn't apply if it hits. It wouldn't apply.
no. So it, and as that happens, you watch as the arrow sort of slows down, but still careens towards the back. You did do some damage to it. It looks like as his form shifts, but it's not nearly enough as what you thought.
Okay.
All right, that's your first turn.
Yep. I'm done. So.
You're done, Kieran. You're up.
Yep.
All right.
Got it.
Well, playing in Adam's campaigns has taught me stop holding back. So get into it, and I'm gonna twin haste on Dominic and Shepard.
Ooh.
Dominic, Shepard, you're both hasted.
Ooh.
And
Just really quickly, because I missed a lot of what's going on. Who are we fighting? And what's happening?
we don't know.
A ghost.
We don't know. We're fighting a spooky ghost
Is this like
in.
You were
Weirdly shaped?
teleported
Cool.
into Shepard's like mind church,
Yeah.
and
Mind
we're-
palace.
Sick.
yeah, we might be purging. We're not quite sure yet.
Yeah.
So that's left to be seen.
This is Shepard's
Alright,
religion dimension.
Technically.
Just for good measure, I'm gonna go ahead and give Shepard a bardic inspiration
Ooh.
and say, whatever this is, dude, you got it.
So we get +2 AC, advantage on dex throws, and an additional action.
Correct.
Speed is doubled.
Yes. I don't think it's an
nice.
additional
Just what
action.
Dominic
I think
needed,
it's an
doubled.
additional attack.
Additional
Yeah,
attack.
you can use it to attack, dash,
Yeah.
disengage, hide, or use
Yeah,
an
the action can only be used for attack, dash, disengage, use an
Mhm.
object hide.
And also keep in mind when the spell ends, you can't move or take actions until after your next turn because you get sleepy.
That's fine.
Oh,
You
okay.
imagine.
Yeah, but
Shepard
it's
lives
it's a
long enough.
minute, so if we're still fighting this thing in 10 turns, we probably
Right.
lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nap time.
Yep.
Okay, Kieran, you
Does
have
that
buffed.
include the spell? Does the spell ending include if Kieran loses concentration?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Just curious.
So don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, don't lose
Kieran, that is your
Oh,
bonus
I-
action and action. You're gonna move.
So since I was just reminded about concentration, I'm gonna back up over.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have held my question.
No,
Roscoe.
it's good to know.
Roscoe, you're up.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and
Go ahead then.
move into the doorway here. Do I have line of sight on it from here?
Not from there, no.
Not from there. Okay.
You'd
How
have to
about
get
like from right there?
in. No,
No.
it's this
Maybe
one.
from
Oh, it's that one. I thought it was the
Yeah.
bathtub.
no.
Okay.
No, she's doing. She's chilling.
So like, would right there work?
Let me check.
Maybe one more square over.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him half cover if that's the case. But if you move one square to your left, I'll take that cover
So
away.
like there.
Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah, I'll
stand
do
and
that.
we can place magic circle. Thanks.
Yeah, I'd rather not step directly into that if I don't have to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Bless
ahead
you,
and
whoever sneezed.
Yeah, whoever
use my bonus action to put the put my put my hunter's mark on it,
Hunter's mark. Got it.
and I'll go ahead and attack.
25. Yeah.
Ooh, dang.
Both of those hit.
Okay. Colossus Slayer procs on the third one, and then that's the damage for the hunter's mark twice.
Okay, give me just 1 second to add all these up because I have to have them. So 5,
Okay.
2, 7 plus 4, 11, 3, 1.
Maybe the 2.
Don't you dare start saying numbers. It's gonna. I'm gonna be screwed. God.
Sorry, don't worry.
Fuck!
Sorry, I did it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Sorry.
5, 2, 7, 4, 11, 1, 12, 1, 13, 2, 15 points of damage.
Mhm.
No worries.
My bad.
It's fine. My brother used to do that to me all the time.
Yeah, I do it because it works so well on me.
It's
I'm just
works
like, I've
so
watched
well.
everything. Yeah.
It works every time somebody tries that with me. It works every time.
Oh yeah.
So roll me a perception check, please, Dominic and Shepard.
Any passive perception?
Sure, passive perception's fine.
Okay, 24.
Okay, as this is all happening and as he's taking damage, you notice that the crystals are starting to glow.
Oh.
The more that you send arrows into it, the brighter they glow.
Hmm.
We need a crystal guy in here.
Roscoe, is it your turn?
Yes.
Ren, you're up.
Okay. Bonus action Hex.
Okay.
And then, that's not the Hex damage yet. That was just me making sure I got the spell slot.
fine.
And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast.
Okay, go ahead.
Heck yeah.
What are you making him weak towards?
Oh, right, because it's let's say disadvantage on. Oh man. Let's just say, what should I do? Dex or Wisdom? Do you think, everybody?
Extra fireball.
Dex. I'll do Dex. Why not? Let's just do Dex for now.
Dexterity it
'Cause
is.
I don't have something to do. Yep. And then first Eldritch Blast.
That's
And
unfortunately not
second
going to hit.
Eldritch Blast. Yeah, I figured as much.
That one does hit.
23 on that second one. And that is 12 force damage plus the hex damage, which is going to be 4. So 16.
And your hex is necrotic damage?
It is, yes.
Okay. You notice the hex does nothing.
I figured that might be the case, but
Okay, but that the Eldritch Blast knocks a massive chunk out of him, and he's barely hanging on. Kumith, you're up.
Ooh. What are the walls made out of?
Kool-Aid Man.
Looks to be stone.
Drywall.
Of course it is.
people building stone
That's
houses.
no fun at all, Adam.
Just has an inch of lead lining every wall. Too.
I can't really do anything then. Alright, I'm gonna just dash. So gonna go there and then we'll go there. Can I get past Dominic and Shepard?
Yeah, you can move past them.
Alright, then I'm gonna that is the end of my movement.
Okay,
That
sounds
was-
good.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Here we go.
All right, it's now its turn. You see it shift, and it goes south. And then Ren can see that it's about to move into the next room, so he warns you all that it's going to start moving.
Yeah.
It phases through the
So
wall,
they can go through walls.
and it's using Howling Babble. As it... can I please get a Wisdom saving throw from everybody? Except for Snells.
Never thought about how
Kumith and
that goes
Dominic have
down.
+3. Actually, Kumith and Dominic have +6 on the save.
Plus 6?
Yeah, because of the oath, the level 7 one gave additional bonus to wisdom
Wow.
and charisma.
Oh, so I have
there right now.
So wait, do I have a
Good
19?
God.
Wow.
All right, so I got 24 or something.
So I am the only one who's probably failed this. And I warned everybody that it was coming.
Is correct.
It's because I was extra mad that the ghost did what I wanted to do.
It's just,
It's true.
I want to
So
go through walls.
everybody only takes 5 points of psychic damage, unless you're resistant to it for some reason. And Ren is stunned.
Oh, jeez.
This hurts me. My pride.
Okay, so you are stunned for the next round. You are stunned until the end of your next turn.
Ooh, that sucks. But very well.
Snell, so it's now your turn.
Great. I am going to move, as you might imagine, which I can do with one of these tools somehow. I'm clicking all the wrong things. Oh my god, I hate my life.
No worries. Would you like to move there?
I'm figuring that out because I can only move 25 feet.
Okay.
And that doesn't really help me do anything. Okay, I'm gonna move there.
Got it.
How do I do that?
It's okay. I'll do it for you.
And then can I see? I'm gonna prepare an action. If,
Sure.
Bro dude comes into my line of sight, I'm going to cast good old ice knife.
Sounds good. Okay.
Oh.
Shepard, it's now your turn.
Sweet.
You are within melee.
Yeah. So I'm going to just draw a good old Clarence's team, and let's see how good if a silvered weapon seems to have any impact on this guy.
Okay.
So it's going to be 4 total attacks because of the haste.
How can you attack for 4 again? Remind me.
Because 2 attacks per action.
I think you can only take 1 extra attack with haste.
Yeah, 1 extra attack. Sorry.
It says 1 extra action in the description.
Can you send
1 attack only. Okay, yeah, you're right. So 3 total attacks then.
Okay. Yeah, just 3. All right, the 24 does hit.
Probably only the first one hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one-handing it, so 6 damage. Yeah.
All right, it's barely hanging on.
Okay. I'm going to... Actually, I'll stay put just in case somebody else needs help.
Sounds
So that's
good.
my turn.
Dominic, it's now your turn.
Okay, well then let's stab once, and
one's not
that's
gonna
probably
get
not going to hit. So that's the haste attack.
And it's gone. No.
Wow.
Yeah. I know he got
Wow.
it. He got it. I know he got it. Well done. Yes.
Blah! How do you want to do this?
I'm just going to. I forgot his name. Taika Waititi's character in Thor Ragnarok. Say, "Fuck off, ghost!" And just kind of.
Piss off, ghost.
Piss off, ghost. Just like. Eh.
No
And then
worries.
it just explodes.
Yeah, you just completely whap this guy. Nope, that.
You whapped him?
No, that has something totally new meaning from before.
Oh, party.
My bad. Yeah, you slice
That
this
puts our
guy.
grip conversation in a whole new light.
Stop. You just slash him straight down, and he's finished. As this happens, you all see in the next room all of the crystals glow bright. Ren, however, you see in the next room that they have not opened yet, the one to the south, the one directly to your east, all the lanterns glow as well, and you see like a little locking mechanism pop up.
Interesting.
Now the lanterns swing free. So with that, I know that we have a few people that need to leave. So why don't we call this here for today's session? Sounds good?
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
I'm so curious, but yeah.
Okay, so I know that you guys probably have a lot of questions about this, so I'll try to answer as many of them as I can. But the first couple ones that I want to point out, Asa, I was always going to sort of put you more towards emo and stuff like that, to try to give you a little bit more for like visualization for your character. So you were eventually going to like start getting that kind of like hot topic vibe going through you.
Good. Great.
This just kind of happened, and like all of my notes are like this, just a couple bullet points of everything, but
That's fine. Yeah.
but I was not expecting you. I was thinking that you all may try to give the Zircardin crystals to Pigdin to try to get some more stuff. So I said if you did, like he was going to make the bomb.
Yeah. I'm not mad at all. Don't worry about that. Like that's completely fine.
All right, thanks guys.
Yeah. No. Like yeah. Don't worry about it.
Does anybody else have any other questions regarding today's session?
Nope.
Awesome.
Not so much a question, but just so everybody else knows, like I obviously didn't think that this was going to happen. I thought I was going to come here and like donate some gold since I was previously saving up for armor, and then we got some a while back, and then try to start the order and see what happened. So it was going to be either here or in Bolga, but we kind of took a long time in Bolga, so I figured let's just move on.
That's fair.
All right.
Well, the only difference with this is that everyone's with you now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That being said, there's
Welcome
a few
to the
things.
house.
There's a few things that are going to be very, very different from normal encounters in this one. This one's going to be a little bit more of a puzzle, haunted house, kind of think like Amnesia.
Resident Evil?
No, think like Myst or Amnesia kind of way. And this is sort of the way that this is built out.
Awesome.
So looking forward to it. Try to find those red and blue pages and that kind of stuff. There is an ongoing puzzle with this, and I'm not going to give away anything yet, so that this way, you all can watch the stream, watch the video again, recomprise. You all will see the layout, but that's not really going to tell you very much. Most of it's going to be based in the story.
Okay, cool.
All right. With that, 2 weeks.
Sure.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait. Hold up. Wait.
It's been.
Oh, wait a minute. That's
Valentine.
Nope. Valentine's Day, isn't it? Yeah.
4
Wow.
weeks.
4 weeks. Gotcha.
4 weeks.
Hey, Muffin.
Hey,
Why you
How
love,
about you, St. Valentine?
love,
Yeah,
family,
but
work,
that
and health
needs next
always
week.
come first.
What about
Yeah.
the 13th?
Was that?
What about the 13th?
Can't. You all are one of 9 campaigns I have to run. And
Yeah, I get
unfortunately, I,
that.
have
You
no
said we're your
time.
favorite.
You're my favorite.
We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, I'm sure I'll get another time.
All right. Well, thank you guys very, very much. It's so much fun. I love every minute of it. I will see you guys again really, really soon. And thanks very much for helping support me too with the stream as it's been going on. I'm going to send everybody in the chat to somebody else as well. Let's give them a few more of those cool trouble bubbles for the Thursday thing.
Woohoo!
All right.
Until then, I hope to play a bunch of games with you guys throughout the weeks and when we all have time available. And God, I can't wait for that shot. God, I cannot wait for that shot.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
Oh, yeah.
Good for it.
All right, so to everybody else's
And
pets,
inappropriate hugs for everybody.
you know
Look
it.
at Sadie. Sadie, come here.
Yeah.
Oh, let me get my dog too. Yeah.
Chat.
Sadie.
Stay safe and connected, everybody. Chat.
Sadita.
Well, Adam Conover is doing something right now, so that sounds like a good idea. No,
She has little feet.
No, Sadie.
I love Yuna's feet.
Oh, the puppy game in this campaign.
right?
Where's your bunny, Raleigh?
Oh God, the demon bunny.
Oh, Bun Bun.
We're gonna go over to Enthusiamy, and everybody else is gonna enjoy that. Hopefully, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you all again real soon. And goodbye to all of the puppies.
Toodles.
Take care.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.